out the sky onto my heart to cover up what I don't wanna show. I let you in deeper than I let anyone else before. Lining up with my broken pieces, took them all and made them yours. Didn't know what my heart be needing, skipping out, no I can't keep score. When I lose my breath, boy, you got me breathing. Oh, every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Oh, you take me higher, you take me higher, baby. You take me higher, you take me higher, baby. You take me higher, you take me higher, baby. You take me higher, yeah. You take me higher, baby.
Welcome to Saturday Night Vibe, the progressive news show that just don't give a damn. I am your host, Marlon Clyburn, with Theus Robinson. Today's show, we're going to continue on with our series of love language, and today we're going to look at acts of service. We're also going to get deep and philosophical. It's going to get raunchy. Deep and philosophical for everybody else about physical cheating versus emotional cheating. Which one is which? And Diaz already messed it up too because he already gave me his answer. I wanted to be surprised, but that dude was gonna lose it. He didn't get it out of his system. So
I could have held on. I could have.
You was this morning's show, well, the morning after show, which we really need to start recording because those be.
Yeah, it's really the before recording and the after recording are probably better than the recording a lot of times.
It is, and I tell you why, because I really feel like the recordings is important. Don't ever get that twisted. And we do get the points and we do get great points across and everything else. The after party is more. Now listen to ML, for this is really how I want to say what I wanted to say. And we just go. And what makes it worse than anything else, it's one thing to get your point across in a loud, vulgar, chaotic kind of way. It's another thing when you do it and you ain't even being insulting. It's just funny. It's just really, really funny.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's like, during the official shows, of course, we're trying to attack a particular topic, right? Yeah. But as we wrap at the end, it's just a bunch of friends speaking their mind.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, sometimes it feeds right off of what we just finished. Sometimes it's completely unrelated.
Yeah, and that's the that's where the fun begins, when it goes off subject.
Oh, and y'all don't mind me. You will see me digging into my country roots as I drink directly from my 2 liter. So
Somewhere there's a banjo playing.
Hey man, my blood still comes out of Alabama.
Okay, first of all, I already saw who this is right here. Susan. Susan, you was on at 8:48. Talk about you was messing around. We can't start the show until 9 o'clock. I either go on 3 minutes early, give y'all a chance to come in and chill out, and then you jumping in here. All right, I'm tired of messing around. So, yeah, there's that.
Y'all leave Susan alone. Hey Susan, how you doing?
Yeah, no, because when we the show, here we go. Yeah. But hello, Susan. Hello, Susan Marley. Tracy will be on the second half, by the way. So she is coming on today.
Hey Tracy.
Hey, Tracy, because I know how you with your spelling. It's Tracy.
Hey Mickey.
Hey, Mickey. All right. Well,
I don't get the YouTube notification very often, but I always get the Facebook notification.
I hate to say it like this because it's gonna sound like I'm coming off arrogant, but I'm really not, because I've been dealing with these people for a long time, and after a certain time, you just sort of Susan, why are we buttering you up? Trust me, we got plenty to make you mad. Just how you go.
I personally never seek to make anyone mad. That's not my MO. Just saying.
You notice he couldn't even hold the lie long enough to keep his head up?
No, it's because I was looking down at this weird looking Bert and Ernie looking creature. I don't get it's like an off-brand Bert and Ernie had a love child type of looking thing. But the caption says, "Ever seen someone pregnant?" And you're like, "You had sex?" I don't think that is nice.
What?
You know, like someone that is so unattractive that they couldn't have ever been attractive, but someone found them attractive.
What I was saying before that disturbing and completely not true statement, or whoever that made that, it comes to a point where you have to remember, because they're just not going to notify you. There are certain people that I know, these people come on at this time on this day, but I've been watching them for a long time, so I know what it is. But as for notifications, no, I've yet to ever get a notification on any of them. And I push the bell, but I don't depend on Facebook or YouTube to do that.
No, I don't try to make y'all laugh, but I can't help my genetics. I look how I look. You know,
it's the faces that you be making, especially when you be mad. Oh my God.
I've been told I don't hide my expressions very well.
You don't. Absolutely not. Well, let's get this party started. Well, so we're going to continue our series into love language. And the next one in our chapter is that acts of service. Now, one thing perfectly clear. I did know this, but the video that I'm going to show goes into it a lot more detail. I don't want anybody to get the misunderstanding of acts of service is doing a jest. So I put that jest in there. Just doing the dishes, just taking out the trash, just washing the car, things
it
like
might
that.
be.
I said just. I didn't say absolute.
How much you
I learned
want?
that word today. Nothing
How
is
much you want?
nothing is absolute. I learned that word today.
I'll wash the dishes on Tuesday. So because I ain't do it Thursday, that wasn't enough for you?
Okay, but the
Sound
question
like
is,
somebody's ungrateful.
my point is your reasoning behind your acts of service. So, Theus, since you want to be smart, did you wash the dishes because you was being nice and giving your wife a chance to relax? Or did you wash the dishes because all the dishes were dirty and that was the only thing you had to eat off, so you might as well go ahead and wash them?
See, that's not a fair representation.
That
Because
is literally
if it
a fair
was, because if that was
representation.
the issue, then I could have just washed my plate. But no, I did
No, because I know
all the dishes.
I know how practical you are. You wouldn't wash a dish so you could eat. You would break it down as I'm already washing dishes, might as well wash all the dishes. It doesn't make no sense to wash one dish.
This is true, but I'm trying to think beyond me, because my wife ain't washed dishes maybe 2 times in the 15 years we've been married. So can't use me. She don't. She's probably cooked maybe 15, 20 times, 30 times in that same amount of time. So, it's just one of them things. I blame that part on, because like acts of service isn't my language anyway. But I was raised in a manner that says if you see something is wrong, fix it.
And the fun begins
when you're in the mood.
Yeah. There's all types of services, but let's play this video so we can get.
Oh, you talking about birthday service? See, that's different.
I'll play the video.
He explained that the people express and receive love in different ways. For people with primary love language as act of service, helpful gesture or acts of appreciation are seen as very powerful expression of love and devotion. For them, simple daily actions without expecting something in return, such as cooking a meal, washing dishes, taking out the trash, making the bed, etc., are all acts of service that express love. Sharing and fulfilling responsibilities are very important in the relationship for people who treasure act of service love language. For some, act of service might be harder than it seems. Why, you ask? You can't just simply compliment or give a quick affection to your loved one. Showing your love through act of service takes effort and awareness, because they see it as actions speak louder than words. It is important to note that this act of service should be done without complaint and with care, or it will defeat the whole purpose of doing them out of love in the first place. By doing with the desire to care for and without any obligation, you are showing your loved ones that you do care and they are on your mind. Attitude is another big thing. There's a big difference between acts of service that are chores or something you have to do versus those that have done as a sign of love. For example, you choose to wake up a little bit early to cook breakfast for your loved one, rather than whenever you want to wake up. This simple action will show that you actually put in time and energy in caring, rather than just doing a simple chore or task. Offering help when your loved one feels overwhelmed or lost is very valuable. Making your loved one's cup of tea to calm their nerves, coffee in the morning for energy, driving them to work, picking them up in traffic, taking them out for lunch or dinner for a change of pace or celebration. Acts of service, people love practical helpers, because to them, a happy smile and a helping hand mean that I am here for you whenever you need me because I love you.
So again, act of service isn't specifically just saying I'm doing a service. Act of service is, to me, and I'll throw it out to the Mafia crew. To me, it sounds like your reasoning while you're doing the act of services. Now, I do like the caveat that he did throw in there too. When we're saying act of services, if you moan and groan and everything else, and then you up and do it, it's not an act of services. You
disagree.
did it out of the kindness of your heart. You did it because the other person got on your nerves and you just wanted to get it over with so you could shut them up.
Disagree.
Of course you do. Of course you do. It wouldn't even actually be a show if you did. Agree? Okay. So, Theas, my take on it is that your act of service is always going to depict on how you how the reasoning why you do it.
I disagree. So, like, to me,
Hey, Cosmo.
yeah, the music is really
Oh.
nice. It makes you feel good. But here's my thing. I think of it's kind of like, and this is a weird comparison, but it's just the way I can think to hit the point. It's like sexual harassment. Sexual harassment is not about your intentions. Sexual harassment is about how it's received. So,
Good point, Mickey.
So, doing an act of service, I do not owe you this long, drawn out explanation or even a short explanation as to the motivations, as to why I decided to get up early in the morning, because I know you go to work at 7 and I don't have to go to work till 9. So I get up at 6 or 5 and I go and make sure your car has the antifreeze at the right levels, and I warm it up for you. So when you get ready to go, you can just move. If I grumble and groan to myself as I'm going about this thing and I'm not dancing the jig as I go, that's not the point. The point is, I thought enough about you to interrupt myself, to inconvenience myself, to do something for you, whether I liked doing it or not.
Okay, my question is this though, because I can look at it from the other point of view.
Right.
If I got to hear your damn mouth about something that you're doing for me, I'd rather you not do it.
That's
I'm
you.
not gonna get your attitude and you do something for me because you're not doing it for me.
Well, none of this is in absolutes, and it all depends on the people involved. Like me personally, I just speak for me. I do most of the cooking, most of the cleaning, and I take out the trash, and I take care of the cars, all that stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't do those things truly as my acts of service. I do it because I love my family, and these things need to be done. So I do them. To me, they're a chore to get these things done, but it's something that I'm capable of doing. I see it being a problem or a need, and I address it. Now, to my children, they receive it a lot of times as an act of service because they love when dad gets up early and cooks them breakfast when they normally wouldn't have had that. So, once again, it's not about what I intended you to receive from my actions. And a lot of times it's how did you perceive it? Because I might have done it with a happy heart and all of that. But to you, wow, great. So you went out there and warmed up my car. That's nice. Wonderful. But really, that's my quiet time before I have to get ready to go to work. So I really would have rather I've been able to just go to my car. I'd sit in there while it warms up, but I don't have to be bothered with anybody before I start my day. So it's all.
But now we're on to something totally different. Is that that partner that you're not speaking their love language? So
Exactly.
the acts of services to them is not going to be as effective as acts of services to people whose love language is act of service.
Right.
So what you learn,
my point is you should still be doing these things. Even if it's not their primary language, there's some things you should still do. Their primary language might be words of affection. Is that the one we did last week? Like words of affection, I think.
Yeah.
That might be their primary love language, but that doesn't mean you don't do acts of service.
See, I agree with that with Susan. You go ahead and do your moaning and groaning. Once you do it in front of somebody, though, you can miss me. I don't want you to do jack.
I mean, I don't want your attitude.
Absolutely nothing.
I don't want your attitude. But you know what? At the end of the day, if I'm sensitive to who my partner is, and I know that what they just did was out of character for them, and they did it for me, yeah, it's going to sink in pretty quick that they might not have been happy about going about doing it, but thank you for doing that for me.
See, and Mickey May, what was in your heart when you did it? What was in your heart when you did it?
Were you gonna ask me? You gonna interview me?
No. Because,
You know?
because you said, because you hit on something that made absolutely perfect sense. I want to take away the acts of, I want to take the way the acts of services away from from it has to be done category.
But that doesn't mean it's less valuable.
I'm not saying it's less valuable. I'm just saying it's not a different category. It's not something that you can say that's an act of service. If you're already putting it in, I got to do this stuff because I have to do this stuff. And I say, well, what's your act of services to me? You can't point out I did this, and this. No, you just already said you had to do it anyway. No. Those are not acts of services. That's something that you took upon yourself of saying, I have to do this stuff anyway.
That's a perception.
In other words, what I'm saying is, what is it for me? You're not doing nothing for if I'm an act of service, which I'm not, and I'm never going to tell y'all to the end. What I'm saying is, when I say act of services for me, you can't point out the stuff you've already put in the category of I have to do this stuff anyway.
Well, that's just it. It comes back to perception in the relationship you're in, right? Because to me, there is no such thing as what I have to do. No more than there's things that you have to do. You don't have to make breakfast. I don't have to cut the grass well, no, the grass is different because we have a shared property type of thing. But I don't have to make sure that I'm taking extra special care for your car. I don't have to take your car for a detail and a car wash just because I know you're going to see your mom this weekend. So I want to go ahead and get it. I don't have to do any of these things. I do it because one, it needs to be done, but it doesn't necessarily have to be done by me. And two, I think you'll like it. So I do it. But if you come to me talking about, well, I don't know, because you did something really nice, but I don't think you really enjoyed what you were doing. See if I do that again.
And this goes directly towards you, Diaz, because like you said, you do not have a poker face.
I don't.
So when you do stuff and you having an attitude doing it because you got to do it, I don't know. We're gonna have to agree to disagree.
Depends on the relationship, I
guess.
And
it all
if you know your partner, then you know whether they did it with a giggle or a grin or a frown. You know what it took for that person to do whatever it was, big or small. If you know your partner. If you don't know your partner, you're probably selfish. So it's going to go unrecognized anyway. Like the birthday gift that sometimes people give.
What's up, De'Aaron?
What's up, fam? Because sometimes on your birthday, you get a special gift that your partner doesn't like to do. But for your birthday, you're getting steak. So just because they didn't like to do it, are you going to sit here and say that it wasn't special for them to overcome that which they personally would rather not do? But because it's for you and it's a special occasion, they're doing that extra little thing you like.
But again, we got to go back to, but I don't have to hear your mouth about doing stuff for me.
All right. So you're judging, you want everything to be done, not just the act, but I need your attitude to impress me too. And that's if that's how you roll, that's how you roll.
Because that's not how I roll. My deal is this. If every act of services you do for me comes with your attitude and you can't help but give me your attitude because you doing something for me, please stop doing stuff for me. Yeah, call me greedy. Yes, I'm greedy. I don't need to hear your moaning and groaning under your breath when you doing stuff for me.
Are you talking about every time? Stuff. I'm not talking about every time. I'm talking about any time. Like a person might do a number of things just because they thought about it and they were happy about it. Have you ever done something for your partner or spouse or what have you, anyone out there, and you were so excited, you planned to do this, you thought it through. It wasn't nothing huge, but you really thought about it. Like you went and got their favorite dessert when you went to the grocery store, or their favorite pack of cigarettes if they're a smoker, whatever it is. You did something and you were so proud of it, and then you come back and they're just like, thanks. Does that take away from the fact that what you did was an act of service? Right. Thank you, brother. You caught me.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
I guess maybe I could have said mac and cheese, but that's a little bit too in your face. Be right back.
Okay.
And I'm back.
All righty. My point is that even if you don't enjoy the act of services that you're doing, and I totally get that. There are some things that you want to do for your partner that you wholeheartedly just do not enjoy doing. But you know that it's gonna put a smile on their face. You know it's gonna make their day. You know it's gonna be something special for them and everything else. There is a difference between me doing something and me doing something to go.
Well, yeah, I mean, but that's being a jerk.
What the hell was that?
That's being a jerk. But I mean, like,
Yes.
for example, I've never seen the movie The Color Purple. I have zero interest in ever seeing that movie. My wife likes the movie. So the stage play came here to Atlanta, and I took her to the stage play for The Color Purple. I did not enjoy this experience at all. But she loved it. There you go. Now, if you needed me to enjoy it as much as you enjoyed it in order for it to count, then you're probably, yeah.
Did she know that you did not enjoy it?
Oh, she knows for a fact I don't like
How did she find out? How did she know?
She knows because I've made no secret of the fact that the whole premise of The Color Purple and the content of The Color Purple actually upsets me and unnerves me. So taking her to the stage play or sitting through the movie, she knows I reject that whole movie. But I know it's a movie she enjoys, and I knew the stage play was something she would value. So I sucked it up, and I dealt with downtown Atlanta traffic. If you've been in Atlanta, you know, and took her to this very popular play at the time. That's how.
But let me put it a different way. But did you go out of your way to make it known to her before, during, and after?
Before? Yes.
Before the play. I mean, like literally right before the play. Let me explain to you that I am not going to enjoy this play no matter what, and this is the reason why.
No, because at that point I'm sucking it up. But as you can tell, my expressions, they're not the best.
Yeah, I know.
So it was clear that this is a personal sacrifice to bring you a moment of joy. So before and after, it was real clear.
that right on the dot. Yeah.
It was probably very, very blank or downright not happy.
You literally have never had a blank face from the day that I met you. It's something.
Yeah, my blank face is more of kind of like you're dead to me kind of look. But yeah, but it made her happy. So that's what I did. And so there you go. But if you're going to turn around and say it doesn't count because I didn't do it with a joyful heart, well, that's your take on it. So.
I think that what I'm saying is, and you put it the best way, the jerk version of it. And we have to end it right here because it's 30 minutes in, and I know the next topic is going to take us over the hour. So yeah. To be a jerk about doing acts of services of things that you know you don't enjoy, but the other person enjoy, but then go out of your way to make sure that they know that you're doing something for them that you don't enjoy doing.
Yeah, like you're literally trying to ruin the experience as you're making the experience happen.
That's what I mean about
that's not an act of service, though. That's being a jerk.
Yeah, that's what I mean about going out of your way with the moaning and groaning and it's like, dude, if you're going out of your way to do something for me, and then you also going out of the way to express how much this is just killing you inside, don't do nothing for me.
Okay, I can feel you there.
Just don't.
But I don't think that, to me, that doesn't qualify as an act of service.
It's not. You've killed the mood, if you want to put it as a mood. But yeah, it's no, don't do nothing for me.
Very true, Susan. I'm just the chauffeur for the moment.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I was just really wanting to get into it. I just don't. Your active service would have been cut short as you were driving in this traffic going, this is some fucked up traffic, and I'm taking her to a damn movie that I sure as hell she know I don't damn like, but I love you. But you know I hate this fucking play. Get out the way. But
see, active service is that whole conversation happening in my head versus it coming out my mouth as we're coming down the road.
And that's fine. That is fine. All right, we're getting off this subject because we're going to have to go on to a subject that I know is going to take us.
Love is painful.
Yeah, well, that's one best way to segue into this next topic. So we're going to jump right into it with this video. And the question is for everybody. And that is emotional infidelity versus emotional infidelity versus physical infidelity. Which one is worse? Yeah, you're gonna play it off like I already know your answer, but we're gonna get
12 gauge slug or a 12 gauge buckshot. Which one's worse?
Let me see what the comments is. They're talking among themselves. All right, so we're gonna get into this video that's gonna put a little bit of more perspective on it. If your comment is about what I just said, I promise you we'll read all of it in totality after the video and after the discussion. But we're going to get into emotional infidelity versus physical infidelity. Which one is worse?
What is emotional infidelity? Emotional infidelity, in my opinion, is when a person has feelings for someone else outside of the friendship, meaning you are attracted to this person in a way that could lead to more should these feelings grow. But which one is worse, emotional infidelity or physical infidelity? No matter what, they both suck. When it happens to you, it still hurts. Both feel the same. But if I had to choose, in my opinion, emotional infidelity is worse. You see, when a person physically cheats, emotions don't necessarily have to be there. It really could just be the physical that they're really just after. It's the feeling that they want, but it's not necessarily the emotion that they're looking for and that they want. And some people may agree or disagree, but I believe that you can have intimacy with someone and there are no feelings or no emotions involved. It could just be a one and done type of deal and there's nothing more to it. But when you're emotionally attached to someone, things are completely different. You may begin to do things that's outside of the friendship scope with this person. It could be you talk on the phone all the time. You're constantly now thinking about this person. Maybe when you're speaking to your spouse about this person, you're constantly telling your spouse what they did today or what maybe you guys did today. You're constantly maybe even comparing your spouse to the person. You might even begin to engage in inappropriate messaging with this person. You may even begin to lie to your spouse about when you talk to this person, what you guys are talking about, whatever the case is. Emotional infidelity can also lead to physical infidelity, but I don't think that physical infidelity will always tend to lead to emotional infidelity. I think that constant infidelity maybe might lead to emotional, but I don't think that if physical comes first, emotional is going to automatically come. But usually with emotional infidelity, the physical, it's usually not too far behind. Sometimes in an emotional affair, the person might begin to feel like they know the new person better than they even know their spouse, especially if they have a lot of things in common. Like if you end up having an emotional infidelity with someone that everything is like in common with you guys, you like the same music, you like the same places, like you want to go vacation the same places, you like the same movies, the same TV shows, it's like everything is the same, you're gonna feel some type of an attachment to that person because you're gonna think to yourself, oh my God, this person is just like me. And then you're going to look at your spouse like, you know nothing about me. Or you might start thinking like we're not even compatible anymore because we don't like the same things. You were attracted to your spouse because of the differences that you had. You fell in love with your spouse because of the differences that you had. Sometimes it's not always great to be with someone where everything seems like it just lines up, where everything that you like or everything you guys are interested in is the same. It's okay to have friends like that, but me personally, I think that if you're with someone and you guys like, it's just like everything lines up and everything just seems too perfect, you might need to watch yourself because you don't know what that person is hiding. I want to ask you guys a question. Have you ever called someone your work wife or your work husband? I've done this and I didn't realize how damaging that really can be. Yes, even though you spend probably the majority of your day at work, no one should be your wife or your husband except for the person that you said I do to. It's okay to have someone, even if they're of the opposite sex, that you guys get along with at work. It's okay to be close to that person. It's okay to talk to that person about your day, but even be careful about telling that person about any type of things that's going on in your marriage because you don't know that person's intentions. And if you're married and they're single, they may try to move and get in between your marriage. So you have to be.
No, that was a little longer than any video that I. What the hell are you doing?
She was killing me, man.
I know it's a little longer than what I normally play. It was just a lot of things that she was hitting on that I just couldn't miss out on. But let's see what everybody is saying already. So D is already going with emotional damage. I have a hard time choosing between the two, and I lean more towards emotional being worse, especially if the physical was a one-off. I have something to say about that too, but we're gonna move on. Sometimes the physical intimacy gets taken like emotional because of the
Thank you.
Yep. Yeah.
Ain't nothing coincidental or accidental.
Shut up, accident. I'm holding my tongue to the end. I don't really get any of it. I mean, if you don't feel love, that's the problem. Whether my partner loves someone else or has sex with someone else, that's irrelevant unless it's serious.
Susan is more open than she's already established. It's a different framework.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you, Tracy. Thank you. My goodness.
I ain't playing nobody that long ever again. Forget y'all.
Like a 10-minute rationalization of semantics.
Okay. So I'm going to lay the foundation down. And I'm going to give you my answer now, and I'll let Diaz go across the board. I'm on the fence. And I'm closer to what Theus is. I've been thinking about this all day, and I'm closer to Theus thinking of it just may be freaking equal. Sorry to give your answer away, but it just may be
they know.
because here's the deal. Let's start with physical. And I can only speak from a man's point of view because I'm a man. Born and raised a man. It is something about somebody else doing something to your significant other that only you for an extended period of time was the only one doing it. Then there's a lot of other acts between the physical act. Did you do that before? Your little foreplay? Did you do it during? Did you do it after? You know, the little stuff that we used to do because we enjoy doing that to each other and everything else. Did y'all do stuff like that? See, it's something like that that pops in a man's head. Because then you come to the point of, and was he better? Did he do something that I didn't know what to do, that you enjoy doing and everything else? Now, let's take that to emotional infidelity. You're right now in the act with your significant other, and they are enjoying it up and down. They are enjoying it like they've never enjoyed it before. But now your question in your head is, yeah, you're enjoying it, but who are you picturing? Is your enjoyment coming from the thought of somebody else? When your mind, there have been plenty of things of your mind can trick your body into doing stuff it normally doesn't do.
No, I understand the highlight reel. I get you.
So I go ahead, Thea. I'm still on the fence on both of them.
See, I'm not on the fence because to me they're one and the same. Because I'm not concerned. See, like where you went, like I guess I'm not like most men. One, I don't feel any sense of ownership over my woman. I just don't. So, yeah. So what bothers me is all about the commitment part. You deliberately lied or concealed something that you knew violated our relationship. You robbed me. The soul snatcher. But you robbed me of my rights for the sake of your interests. See what I mean? So whether it was emotional or physical, for me, it shakes out the same way. And then also, another way to kind of put the whole physical versus emotional, I guess, is like, are you saying that it's okay if, he goes to see a prostitute, but it's not okay if he goes to see his favorite prostitute? Like, is that where we're at?
No, we're right back to the physical act, and we're right back to. So why do you enjoy that prostitute? Especially
that's it. See, that's my
about
thing.
What you said, your favorite prostitute. What made her your favorite prostitute?
Right. So that's questions you're asking, right? Because you're in your mind thinking about what the experience is like. Did they date? Were they doing the same kind of technique that I do? And is he bigger than me? And all this other shit. I'm not there. None of that. I'm not there. Where I stop is the violation you committed on me, because I'm real big on personal accountability and trust. I need to feel safe with my partner, and my partner needs to feel safe with me. So I'm stuck at the first part. I'm early. I'm on the part where, so because you felt like doing something, now I got to keep one eye open because, oh boy, that you decide to mess around with. So you don't know what's in somebody's head. So what happens when he decides that he wants to be more than what you think he's supposed to be? And he comes gunning for me. And I don't know what's coming. What about whoever he's dealing with He pick up something on the outside. He just gave it to you. Since I don't know what's going down, it's coming to me. So now I got to deal with AIDS or STD or whatever. See what I'm saying? So it's like I'm way early in the process. That's why it's both the same to me, because you have literally threatened my life and my mental health. And that's where I'm at.
But if it's emotional, if
Doesn't
it's
matter.
emotional infidelity, all those things don't come into play.
In my world, you might as well have, because it's the same thing. Because what I'm going to do, I'm going to absorb myself and trying to figure out how deep this riddle runs. No, that's not healthy for me. If I catch you emotionally being unfaithful, what could you possibly say to me that would make me think it never was physical? What could you possibly say? I know for me, there's nothing you could say. So there is no difference to me. You may know, like, right? You know whether this was we got drunk at the party and wham bam, thank you, ma'am, right?
No.
But only you know that. I don't know that, and I don't care to know. You are 100% guilty, condemned. Sentence has been rendered. Boom. Now I just have to decide, based on my math, what's the next best course of action for myself. So that's me. But I've always kind of been like that. Like, I love you to death on Monday and don't have any interest or concern for you on Tuesday, depending upon what you did Monday. And if you cheat, or you're in unfaithful on either of those two levels you laid out, Marilyn, and I find out about it and I stay, let's just say one, huh?
You're not going to look up the same again.
Never again. You're not the same person. And you've restructured the relationship. Because you see, I don't believe that you can lie to a liar or cheat on a cheater. So all bets are off as far as what my conduct is going forward, because I'm released. It's kind of like if you don't believe in violence, then all right, that means I'm not going to strike you out of anger or what have you. But if you strike me first, when I respond, that's not violence. You have redefined the rules of the game. So that's me. Yeah.
Susan agree with you.
Exactly.
First and foremost. Yeah. Yeah.
And
I
don't get it wrong. It does not mean that they've accepted it.
Both of them really destroys trust.
Yeah. How do you say that you love someone and inflict that kind of damage on them? Right. So like in your head, you're saying, well, he or she will never know. But you know that it's a possibility that he or she will know. You know that. That's why you construct the lies. That's why you have cover stories. That's why you do all these different things. So you have intentionally set forth a course of action to harm the person you claim that you're there to protect and love.
But we talked about that earlier, and I know I'm going a little bit off course, but I talked about that earlier about a bunch of cowards who really don't want to be in that relationship, so they go out of their way to destroy the relationship because they don't have the balls to sit there and say, hey, I don't want to be with you. Instead, they would rather just go, okay, I'm just going to piss you off so much that you break it up.
Yeah, that's what adolescents do.
Yeah.
Grown folk shouldn't function like that. Now, they do. Some people do. But my point there is that's proof that you never loved the other person. It's proof that you loved what you want more than what they need the whole time.
You love something of them.
You love what they could do for you. You love how they made you feel, whatever. But you didn't love that person. Because if you love that person, then you are protective. You are fiercely protective of their emotional and mental and physical well-being. Now, if that's not how you move, that's cool. It just means that I wouldn't be the other half of your relationship because it wouldn't match. You know what I'm saying? So it's like some people move great in what I consider to be dysfunctional relationships, but it's completely functional for them. Just two lying ass people.
Is it functional or is it just tolerable? Do you
It
just
might be
tolerate
functional for them. Two broken people who have who like
Yeah, they tolerate each other.
it's not even really tolerate. It's not even toleration. Like I look at it because like for me, it would be considered tolerating, right? Or trying to just stick it through or what have you. But for some people, because you don't know, everybody has a different blend and a different mix. But it's like you ever heard the joke about crackhead love, right? Ain't nothing stronger. That doesn't mean they don't truly love each other. They just real dysfunctional.
Susan, that is a good point. That is an absolute perfect point.
But it can only be healed if one, the person is trying to heal it, and two, the person that was wronged is interested in it being healed.
Well, let me go back on what Susan was saying. The person that messed up needs to fix it.
But they can't fix it if you don't allow it.
Okay.
So you can create a completely opposite toxic situation where you're saying you need to fix it, but I'm not going to let you. So I'm just going to use this as my opportunity to punish you until I'm done trying to punish you. That ain't healing.
What is my saying though? You better go out swinging. Now, if you did everything that you possibly could, and trust me, saying I'm sorry ain't a damn effort. Let's make that perfectly clear. Yep. Saying I'm sorry over and over again is not making an effort.
I agree.
You gonna put in some freaking work. And if it don't work out, it don't work out. That's cool. All you can say is I messed up. I did what I did. I did everything I possibly could to salvage everything that I did, and it didn't work out. Compared to I messed up, I said I'm sorry.
Yeah, I agree. The terms of forgiveness is on the side of the person who was wronged.
Yeah. Yeah, there is no Clinton
I don't know what happened with the Clintons because I'm not in their relationship, so
Mickey said crackhead love. What the hell is crackhead love?
I can't even explain.
Let me answer this real quick. Clinton love is on an entire different level. It is something that can't be explained, nor do I want to.
Nobody can explain it but them, just like any relationship that we're in.
And crackhead love, I'll let Theus take that one because
I can't explain it, but I guess the way I would. All right, so crackhead. I don't know. Let me try. Crackhead love is like it's the same thing as meth head love. It's the exact same thing. It's two people who are addicted to something that is destroying each of them, but they care so much for each other that they don't allow anyone else in their circle. They're fiercely protective of each other. They make sure that if one scores on some drugs, the other one does too. If they're doing something to get it, they're making sure that the other person's taken care of. They're doing everything that would otherwise be a healthy relationship in order to support what is destroying them. Like literally destroying them. But no one can get in between them because the love is that strong. I don't know if that helps, but I think that's pretty good.
That's close. That's good. Yeah, Mickey, that's absolutely true too. That is absolutely 100% true. If you the one that fucked up, you have no right whatsoever to put a time frame on when somebody need to get over it. It's like death. When somebody go, it's been over a year since such and such died, you should be over it by now. Who the fuck is you to tell me when I need to get over anything?
I agree, but that still takes me to the other part though, Marlon.
Huh?
I agree, but it still takes you to the other part because you've shifted the power dynamic in that relationship. So you did something to violate the trust with your partner. So you were in the wrong.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, you don't know if your partner did something too and it just never came to light. You just the first one to get caught. Or if your partner has been legit and you did something really jacked up. Doesn't matter. You got caught. You owe whatever level of penance or whatever if you want to keep this relationship alive with the other person. Right?
I gotta stop you right there for one reason and one reason only. I really don't want anybody to go into you got caught cheating, whichever way. And your first thought is, well, I'm gonna give it a shot, even though I don't know if they did it to me or not.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm
You're
saying the reality behind the scenes.
Okay, but we're talking about the partner right here. How are you going into
the part that I was heading towards by saying what I said is because it can very easily become toxic in its own way. Because you got caught, the other person didn't. Okay, so I'm staying with that line of reasoning. You got caught, the other person didn't get caught. So as far as you know, they've done nothing wrong. You're the only one wrong here.
Mm.
The other person, because you got caught, they're going to deal with the apparent sin, which is what's in front of them. But now they have a power position. And they use that not to ever work on healing the relationship, but similar to the person who is afraid to break up, so they just make it toxic until the other person gives up.
Yeah.
You have the other dynamic where you enjoy the power of being the one in the higher moral ground, and you just brutalize the other person for your own entertainment at this point. Because emotionally, you've kind of shut off. This person has hurt you. You've shut off. So now you're just punishing them. That's also toxic.
It's gonna come to a head though. It ain't but so because it ain't but so much a individual can take.
Right, but that outlet, you don't know how that's going to manifest. It's in the news all the time. When somebody reaches their end point, it ain't always I'm leaving.
That's the point that I was making. That you're projecting.
No, I mean the scenario I painted. Okay,
I get the scenario.
Do you understand what I was saying?
Yes, I do understand.
Okay,
what you're saying.
Because I'm not saying that's every situation. I am saying that is the reality of two human beings living life. We all got secrets. We all got things. Just what it is. That's just people. But okay, cool.
But I just want to. They're going to come a point where you're just going to say, "Fuck it." There's always going to be a point, even when you put forth a hard effort into fixing the issue that you caused.
Right.
There's going to be a breaking point where you're just going to look at the other person and go,
"Can't do it.
You can't do it."
So, I did my best.
But and that's the only thing that I want that other person to be understanding about when the relationship ends. Did you really put forth an effort? If you put forth an effort to reconcile, to fix the issue, to everything else, did you go out of your way to fix the issue and it still don't work out? You feel a lot better. Be honest with yourself because you still are the one that caused the issue. But you also can say, and I did my best to fix it and it wasn't going to work. Compared to, once again, going out of your way to go, well, I said I was sorry. What else do you want me to do? Why the fuck are you asking them what you want them to do? They didn't fuck up. You fucked up.
Nope,
so what you asking them?
Nope, I agree. I'm huge on that. It's all about you.
Yep.
All about you. Like when people have this sense of ownership over the other person, I think that is the very first part of when things are going to go bad. I don't own you at all. I'm going to do my best to give you every reason to stay with me. But I can't do anything to keep you from leaving.
But you know what, Mickey? If you slept with another person, and I know this is not what you mean. It's just something that popped in my head when you said it. When you sleep with another person and that person goes and sleep with somebody else, they won't see that as going too far. They'll see that as we're now on an equal playing field.
Right. And that might not be too far. Who knows?
So,
yeah.
All right. Well, the first hour is over. We will be coming back with Tracy. We'll be coming back with Foxy's videos of the week. So stay tuned. Do not forget to hit that like button. I got the like button on here that's telling you to hit the like button. So don't act like you don't forgot to hit the like button. If you enjoy the content and you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. And we'll see you in about 30, 40 seconds. Peace.
Living for weekends, wishing I could take a break from this world. Running on a hamster wheel, but searching for something I can't feel. I just wanna be a lost girl and fly. Take a breath, feel my wings spread, levitate above the ground and make eye contact with clouds. Now I'm rising, I'm soaring above it all. I just wanna be free, finally, I wanna be free, I wanna be free, finally, I wanna be free, I always stay dreaming, never imagine I lose my spark. Living in this crazy time, putting back the pieces of my mind. I know how to run from the dark and fly. Take a breath, feel my wings spread, levitate into the clouds. I'm so high above the ground, I'm rising, I'm soaring above it all. I just wanna be free, finally, I wanna be free, I wanna be free, finally, I wanna be free, higher to a bird. You, I'm rising, I'm soaring above it all. I just wanna be free, I wanna be free, I wanna be free, I wanna be free, finally.
We are back. I don't know where Tracy went. We must have offended her so much that she just said, screw y'all. I don't want to be on this show ever again. Don't know.
I don't think that's quite how that turned out, young sir.
I know. Oh, no, she gone. So let's go through some of these first. Revenge cheating is trifling. I don't think they care. At a certain point, you cheated on me. Why the hell would I care about what you think is and is not trifling?
I look at it as you just damaged someone and they reacted in a damaged way. It doesn't fix anything, doesn't solve anything, but in their mind, they're trying to even the score.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. No,
you can't tell the aggrieved how to act.
When I said hurt the offender, I didn't mean cheating. I mean keeping them at arm's length because getting snide comments. Again, understandable for a while. Yeah, I understood what you were saying, Mickey, but like I said, you have to think from the people's point of view. And what I was saying was that if you cheated on your significant other and they cheated on you, they're not going to look at it as any other thing other than now we're back on the equal playing field. Now you still got to go fix it.
And I actually don't even think that that's cheating.
Why would you not think that's cheating? That is cheating.
Nope. You violated the terms of the agreement. You restructured this plan. It would be better for you to just break up. Personally, that's my take. But you cannot, and this is just my personal belief system, you cannot cheat on a cheater. You don't owe them anything at that point. Not on that level. They change the terms of the agreement. Kind of like you can't lie to an established liar. Catch you in a lie and you say, oh, you just lied to me. I can't lie to a liar. We just talking. So, but that's just me. Everybody, very few people would probably vibe on that level.
So basically, everything is open field. Hey, Tracy.
Hey, Tracy. Well, it's not so much that everything is like fair play at this point, but it's like you have no basis to say that I've violated you when you opened the door. You know, like that goes back to how I view violence. You know, if I've done nothing to you and you walk up and punch me in the face and then I hit you with a brick, I wasn't being violent. Because my action never would have occurred if not for you striking me first. And that's just how I feel about things. So that's why it's better if you were to cheat on me, and anyone who's in my past has realized this. It's just go.
Tracy, I'll give you a few minutes to say something about this before we go into the videos of the week.
I'm so glad that sometimes I'm single. That's all. I'm just like, oh, this is they're too complex. I'm like, wait a minute, huh? Revenge cheating is so it's cheating. Now you brought another person into it. Then that person develops feelings. Then they revenge cheat on you. No, it's cheating. It's cheating. It's cheating. It's cheating.
Yeah, I can see that.
And emotional cheating is just as bad as physically cheating. Because if you thought about it, you might as well just go help yourself.
Yeah, so it's like it's different if you just thought about it. It's when you have engaged in a level of activity. You know what I mean? Like, ooh, she's pretty. It's like there's a difference between looking at pornography and going out and finding someone else to fulfill your sexual fantasies. That's different.
Let me ask you this question.
To me, I'm sorry.
And I'm throwing a caveat because I have absolutely no answer. And I don't even know what category to put this in. Would it still be cheating on any level that the only reason that you're dealing with somebody outside of the marriage? And I'm talking emotional. You're dealing with somebody outside the marriage simply because you wish your significant other was like that?
Yeah, that's cheating.
Yeah, that's definitely cheating. Because that's just like
you're creating another partner.
Yeah, that's like the woman that has the work husband. You have a real husband. Why don't you try talking to him instead of being super duper friendly with this male coworker? Same thing.
See, Susan, if you're talking about my violence statement, I don't see a contradiction there. Like literally, if you do not want to be harmed by me, do not inflict harm to me. Because I'm going to do everything I can not to do it to you. Because that's just how I roll. So because That's the standard I live by. That might not be the standard that another person lives by, but that's going to be their problem. Because I believe that you have only thing that you can control are your actions. You don't have any right, any level of expectation to dictate another person's reaction. You've given that up. So put your hands on me. I believe in always meeting things with 1 degree better anyway. So if you greet me with a handshake, I believe I should greet you with a hug. But if you greet me with a slap, I'm gonna greet you with a fist. I believe you always up the ante. That's me.
I'm gonna end it with this. I'm agreeing with Mickey.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with Mickey on this one.
If I cheated on you, I get it. I don't think any contract was changed if you turn around and cheat on me.
I think the contract is void.
I don't think the contract is voided.
Time to renegotiate.
The contract will be voided if I cheated on you and you decided I'm out of this relationship, I'm done. And
that's the smart thing for both of us to do.
And then you find the every next person that you want to do it with and go, okay, I didn't do it. But if you still in that relationship for whatever reason it is, you purposely went out of your way to go sleep with somebody else because your partner went and slept with somebody else.
It's definitely unhealthy.
And you guys didn't even address what if there's children involved? He's
and
out here.
Oftentimes
That's the worst part.
The X factor.
Oh my goodness.
That is oftentimes where you find 2 people who are together trying to struggle their way through something because of that extra piece. Now, in that particular case, you got to make it's all about personal accountability. So in my belief system, it says that person cheated. So if I go out and do something, I'm not cheating, but I have to think about everything. Because personal accountability says, even though I no longer would view it as cheating, anything I do has downstream effects. So whatever world I've created for myself that says that I'm not wrong for cheating, I still have the reality of, well, you still did something. So when that breaks the other person, or that falls back on your children, or now you've created an environment that's no longer even reconcilable. So now you still there's all that stuff goes in it. You are not excused from anything.
No,
nothing. Yeah, but I'm specifically talking about the man who impregnates a woman that's not his wife, or the woman that cheats on her husband and all of a sudden she's pregnant. That's a whole different.
That's a wrap. We're so done. It ain't even that funny.
Ain't even
that's a wrap for you guys.
That's a wrap. That's a wrap.
That is a wrap.
Sorry, kids. Me and your mama can't do it no more. That's a wrap.
That's a done deal.
You think you would hate that child?
No. What child?
The child that she would have outside of you.
That ain't my child. I ain't got to worry about it.
What are you talking about?
Okay, I know who I'm dealing with now. Okay,
what? Wait a minute. My significant other went and got pregnant by somebody else, and I'm taking responsibility for it.
I didn't say take responsibility.
That's his kid. That's his kid.
What do you mean? I'm
gonna take care of our kids.
That's exactly what you're saying.
No,
I'm gonna take care of our kids.
Treat that child like you would treat your own children. That's all I'm saying.
Why?
But it's not my child.
Because that child probably is gonna live in your house if it's the woman cheating. She's probably gonna have.
Well, see, that's just it, Tracy. You said one of you were unfaithful, right?
So she's kicked to the curb if she cheats and gets pregnant.
So quick.
Okay, I just want to make sure I'm hearing you guys right. That's all.
And if I were to cheat and get some woman pregnant, I'm pretty sure that'd be the case too.
I would totally understand.
What? No. And when Christmas time comes around, because I'm a decent person, I'll make sure all the kids get something. But my kids get stuff that's better because they my kids.
Here's the bottom line to it. Not only did you go out and cheat, not only did you destroy the fact that you went out and cheated a significant other, you gonna tell me your behind didn't even have protection? And no, we ain't playing that game of it's 99% protect. No, you ain't have no damn protection.
Even if you did, sorry, it didn't work that time.
It didn't work.
Yeah, it didn't work that time.
Man, you out of your mind. No, it's
Nope.
over. See ya.
Nope.
Have a good one.
Nope. Everybody should be responsible for their blood. I don't care what the dynamics of the relationship is between the two parents. Every man should be actively engaged in raising his child. Every woman should be actively engaged in raising her child. That's how I grew up. That's what I believe in. If you don't believe in that, that's fine, because that may be your dynamic. And I'm not here to judge that. I'm saying what mine are. So you go out, have a child with someone else. Well, that someone else better take care of you and that child, because I have been relieved of duty. I will take care of my children.
And Susan, don't get it wrong. I have 4 bonus kids.
Yeah, we're not talking about stepchildren.
We're not talking about that. We're not talking about they had kids before we got, and I'll just say marriage. They had kids before we got married. I had a kid before we got married. We're a blended family.
I ain't talking about that.
I'm saying if I have 5 kids that I know of, you come back with a 6th kid because of something that you did, I still got 5 kids.
Yep.
4 of them may not be my blood. 4 of them still may not be my blood. But I still have 5 kids.
Yep.
You have 6 kids.
Yep.
I still have my 5.
Yeah. We still have the same original children we had as a course of our relationship. You now have 1 more.
That's different, though, Mickey.
That's
totally different. Yeah, that's completely different than what I was talking about. That's totally different, because she didn't do anything to cause that. That was just some idiot.
That's completely different.
That's some idiot. If you find him, you shoot him. You just be like, okay, see you later.
Because, see, now we're talking about something that had absolutely nothing to do with her conduct or decisions. I'm going to protect her because my job is to protect my lady. And that means I'm going to take care of her and I'm going to take care of that child. It's just that simple. Because that's outside of the realm of personal accountability.
Yeah, she didn't cheat to get that child.
That was not her decision.
Yeah, that wasn't hers. That
so
was
when you say you don't see a difference, that's you. I'm explaining why it's different from me.
Yeah. You cheated. That is your decision. Everything that comes after that decision, i.e., you got pregnant, you still handling your decision. That situation, that was not in her hands. That was not her decision. That's a totally different story.
And we can play way down the road of what ifs, because then you can go into, well, she's emotionally cheating, and then she ends up having a physical relationship, and then the word they use is stealth. I call it rape. And then he date rapes her, and now she's pregnant. What about then? We're still going to look at what created this situation, which was intent and consent on her end to get involved with this person. Really jacked up what happened with you and this dude. We're done, though. So there's all these different layers and wrinkles to things. But someone who's a victim of a crime, I can't hold you for that. I can't hold that against you. No way. No. I think that's a violation of when you said you love somebody.
Well, we're going to get off this subject before we even go down this rabbit hole, because we need to start getting into the understanding of everything that we say is not absolute. We could always change and tweak any situation to change to an entirely different other situation. We will be on here for 3 hours, and I ain't trying to be, even though quite honestly, I'm trying to stay up to see the ice come down.
Why?
Why would you want? I mean, I love winter, but come on, ice.
Because you live in a winter wonderland. It doesn't faze you. I live in a place where this is few and far in between. Now, will I make it? I don't know.
We don't even get the snow. We literally, it looks like rain. Yeah. And then it freezes. And then you wake up in the morning and there's no power.
We get the snow, the ice, the rain.
Every year when it does that. I'm
the
going to go outside and run in it.
We get it all.
Go run in it? Okay, hey.
Yeah.
Rock on.
Just
I
don't
was
do it with
watching
your
it.
shirt off. And if you do it with your shirt off, please don't tape it because don't nobody really.
Yeah, I'm not. No. See, I actually have.
Yeah, we
said,
got a group of people
oh,
in Indiana every year when the water freezes
knock,
over,
knock
Yeah,
they
the
yourself
polar
jump
out.
in
bear.
the pond on purpose.
Yeah, polar bear
Like,
club.
you know,
Yeah.
Okay,
This-
here is the difference between them and me, and it may be something that everybody forgot because it has absolutely been a long time. There's a such thing as a central nervous system, and I have one. So I've been using mine since birth. So when certain things hit me, like freezing cold, it hurts.
It
So
hurts them
no,
too,
I don't
but
want
it's
to
a different
prove
thing.
yeah, they hurt,
I'm a
but
tough man. I can take it. No, I'm
oh
good.
no, it's
I
some
pay
women out
JD
there
every
do it.
damn month. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
it's a
use
cultural thing.
It's
That's
a
true.
cultural thing.
You want to jump in the
ass.
water? Go jump in the water. I hope you make it. I don't really care, honestly, if you have hypothermia and sink under the ice. Not my problem. You chose your course of action. Good luck to you.
Go sit your cultural ass down somewhere. I'm not doing it. I ain't got to. Right now, 70 degrees here.
Yep, it's like 10
Mickey,
here.
that's not right. That's
Yeah.
not right,
Oh,
Mickey.
It's like 8 here.
There should never be
No,
a
that's
point.
not right.
There should never be a point where there's a little line right beside the number, and we're talking about degrees.
Yeah,
But
that's
it's
not right.
summer that doesn't serve a purpose.
Just like the same thing if I said there should never be such thing as triple digit heat either.
Yeah, like the whole summer. If summer just went away, I'd be like, okay, bye, see you.
No, get rid of winter.
No, get rid of summer.
Only
Good
good
Summer,
thing
winter
about winter is it
serves
kills
no
some of the
purpose.
bugs.
Summer is just like you're hot. You sit there, you're hot.
Nobody does.
Turn on the air conditioning. You're still hot.
Dude, that's ego. That's pure and simple. That's something to boost your ego that nothing affects me.
Well, some of it's cultural, bro. It really is.
Anyway,
Some of it's cultural, bro.
It's
Doesn't
not
have
in
to
my
make sense to
culture.
us. Doesn't have to make sense to us.
But it ain't in my culture.
No, I ain't. Look, I am a tropical person. So when you guys get to talking about if we were going to leave the country and you hear people say, I'm going to Canada, I'm going to Nova Scotia. No. I'm headed south.
Yeah, I can live in Nova Scotia.
I'm headed
Antarctica.
south. It's
That's that right.
I am solar heated. Okay. I am headed. No. Mm-mm.
The closer you get to Canada, the closer you gonna feel it.
Yeah. And I grew up in the snow. I lived in Germany for like 6 years. And it's true that when there's a good level of snow, it's really not as cold. It's the wind that really messes you up.
What the hell? Why you have an exploding tree?
Yep, that's
Because
Minnesota.
it freezes and the tree bursts open.
Are you serious?
Yes.
That's Minnesota.
So I'm not with that. But it's but I'm from the South where sometimes it gets so hot that the tar in the sidewalk starts to bubble up.
Yeah, yeah.
It's probably because I was born in a winter month. I'm like, I cannot stand summer. It's hot. It's sticky. Ugh.
That's the beauty of humanity.
Way faster than I'll take the cold. All right, y'all. Let's get into it. Foxy's videos of the week. This first video, I only wanted to play it because for a short period of time, this was a trend. And I'm not going to put it on the Asian community. It just so happened that I saw Asians doing it first. So I wouldn't say that they started it. They may have picked it up from somebody else and they thought it was funny and everything else. But the whole premise, which by the way, I'm totally against. It's not even funny. The whole premise is your significant other is laying beside you. They're asleep. You supposed to be asleep. You supposed to reach over, slap them, and then turn back around and act like you still asleep to make them look silly enough where they're looking around like, what the hell happened? What's going on and everything. And I thought, It's the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life. What makes y'all think this was funny? This ain't funny. You just insulted your damn partner. you just insulted your partner for humor. Let's make that perfectly clear. For
Doing it for the
video,
gram.
for likes. So, I showed this video to prove what happens when you do that and the person ain't playing with you no more.
I've heard of relationships that do the whole farting thing, and that's cool if that's your thing. Yeah, don't fart around me. But I don't know, bro. I don't know. I can't speak for anybody else, but I've been married twice. First time was so short you could barely count it, but still, I've been married twice. And at some point, I've been kicked. I've been elbowed. I've had the whole arm come right across the bridge of your nose, make your eyes water up, right?
Yeah,
Bring you about to
yeah.
sleep.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff happens. But you haul off and slap me, and I know you doing it for ha-ha-has, yeah, we gonna have a problem. We gonna have a problem.
I just want to know what's wrong with people. What is literally wrong with people to think, gee, let me slap my spouse. And then let me put it on Instagram or TikTok or Bill Bob or whatever site. What is wrong with it? She got just what she. I think the whole thing was staged. We'll just put it that way. It was staged.
Yeah, it was staged.
Obviously.
It was completely staged.
But let's just put this, and I don't mean to alienate the non-black people in the audience. Let's just have a slap a black woman challenge. I mean, how far is this thing gonna go before somebody says, you know what, I'm tired of this, and knocks the crap out of me?
People once again, personal accountability. Everybody wants to follow a trend. No one wants to own what they do. And then they want to be like, oh, well, I'm going to defer or push off my responsibility to someone else. Like when they had the TikTok challenge about slapping a teacher.
Yep. And then when them teachers went crazy and knocked crap out of them, like, oh, look at me cry.
Right. So I'm like, there may be a TikTok challenge that says use the N-word towards a black person. There's so many different people just come up with something and then people go and mimic it. I'm just saying, when somebody make you swallow your teeth, don't say nothing.
And you know what, Mickey? That's one of the things that's so funny though is I will put you so much in the category of get a damn life. When your excitement has to come from TikTok, anything.
Well, that's just it. But check this out though, Marlon. The first person who does it, who stages it, right? For like the ha-ha comedic moment, that's just them doing it. I don't have a problem with them. My problem is all the brain dead copycats, who go out and do it. And then act like, well, wait a minute, why are you mad? Why'd you just dump me?
It's the whole Tide Pod challenge. Remember when Tide came out with those little things in the little container, and they thought, oh, little babies are gonna eat it? No, it was 20-year-olds. Who would have thought? I mean, like,
there was a Tide Pod challenge. There was the thing with the suffocation challenge. There was the hanging yourself with a belt challenge. There's a slap in the teeth. There's a new challenge every time. Ice water challenge.
Well, wait a minute. The ice water challenge, that went for a good cause.
It started out that way. That ain't what it turned into. But because it was like muscular dystrophy or something like that.
And I think it was, I'm like, that's good. You know, that I can excuse.
Whatever. We had the milk crate challenge. But yeah, Marlon, what I'm talking about is the one where the kids were basically effectively hanging themselves in the closet. And they were supposed to stop when they get ready to black out. But when you're about to black out, you might not be able to stop.
Who was there?
Who
was there?
What you mean?
You're in the closet.
Who's gonna stop
you have
it?
a belt around your neck.
You supposed to stop it.
You're supposed to stop it.
Stop yourself right before you black out.
Yeah.
And if you miss it,
well, you didn't win the challenge.
And the milk crate challenge is the one that literally has me. You're gonna take some milk crates, which already aren't even stable. You're gonna stack them up real high and decide to walk on them. Like,
you know
what?
I fought Theus on this for a long time of calling kids dumb. Y'all making me change my mind for real. Y'all making me change my mind.
But
I don't know what intelligence you could possibly have that you're going to go into a closet with a belt hanging around your neck, and you are supposed to stop you from dying before you.
That's a person that needs mental health. They have some deeper issues going.
If it was one person doing it because they were like, some people do self-mutilation or self-harm, then I would say that's somebody who needs help. That's someone who needs counseling. That's someone who needs an intervention. But we're talking about people who are trying to mimic a quote unquote challenge. Ain't no counseling for that. You know what I'm saying? Like when I got the heat that I got was when I was talking about the kid who basically stuck a penny on an extended prong, right? How do you counsel your way out of that one? You wanted a challenge. The machine gave you a challenge, so you went to do it. People are followers. That's what they are. People are followers.
Yeah, we
and there's
always
very
have
few
been followers.
people who are leaders.
We always have been followers. Look at, even something silly like the all-white challenge. P. Diddy did it, and now everybody's throwing
and now it's all across the
the
country.
It's like, wait a minute. First of all, you know you don't have any money. Why are you doing this? Well, okay. What? It's like we pick up on things because it's hard out here. It literally is. And again, I'm not talking about the stupid challenges like, eating a Tide Pod or a crate challenge. But people pick up on those things because where else are they going to turn to? Especially during a pandemic. And that's why TikTok should be more responsible about what they're letting go out there. Because I'm like,
I don't see where TikTok can do anything about it.
I'm not putting this on TikTok.
We keep deferring responsibility to some other entity because it's easier to blame the structure. But I'm like, no. I'm
not blaming the structure because if it wasn't around, where would they put it?
On YouTube, on Instagram.
But YouTube takes down.
Email each other like what we literally used to do.
Send a video straight from phone to phone.
Before, and I'll say it again. I'm not talking to you, Trace. I'm talking to everybody. Stop using technology as the reason why people are getting dumb. People were dumb way before technology came around.
That part I agree.
You're just learning a whole lot earlier.
And they're able to find each other
a whole lot quicker. So before all of these TikTok challenges was going on, it was email challenges. It was face-to-face challenges. It was sliding notes to each other challenges. You just learned about it a lot quicker. But the challenges that's going on is just getting to a multitude of people a lot quicker.
And people want to follow.
It ain't like, we never had stupid stuff happen when I was growing up. Yeah, you did. You just didn't know about it until the next day.
But that's not to care. That's not to take away from what Tracy was saying completely, because these companies do need to be responsible for their platforms. But I'm just saying you can't defer it all to them. Like,
I can't defer it all to them, but I'm like, okay, you got to ban some stuff. Like, come on, don't let that stuff on your side.
So when do responsibility fall on the parent?
It falls on the person that did. I'm not saying it does.
Responsibility falls on the teacher. And finally, which it should, when the responsibility fall on the individual that does it to begin with?
It always is going to fall on the individual that does it. All I'm saying, it should. All I'm saying is, okay, there's stupid people on here. Why don't you just not publish it like World Star video?
Stupid people are the ones that's paying them.
As much as I would love to see World Star go out of business, trust me, if World Star announced they were going out of business tomorrow, I might do a cartwheel. I disdain World Star to the uttermost. But people keep sending them videos, so they can't go out of existence. Well, if people keep sending TikTok videos, they're not going to go out of existence. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I agree. I follow a lot of it, but it's still a matter of where do you draw the line and how much power are you going to give them? Because then you end up with like kind of what we deal with Facebook, where well, we just think that when black people are having political speech, it's a little bit more threatening. So you violated community standards. But conservative speech is well, they're just
It's free
voting,
speech.
voicing their whatever. Yeah. So it the companies need to be responsible for their product because they're making money off of it. But they can't do it at 100% because we'll never agree with how they're doing it 100%.
No, and it's a free platform. I mean, we could just all say, we're going to get our own company. Yeah,
There's a
okay. Let's try that one and see how that works out.
we need to look at it as what they should do, and let's look at reality. And as long as they're making money off stupid crap,
They're not going to stop.
they're not going to stop.
Like gun manufacturers should be
literally, and I
responsible
know
for a
this
gun
is never
until
going to
it's sold.
happen. They're not going to take responsibility till they find out they can't make money off of it. And then the funny thing about these platforms, which is funny, ironically, when they figure out that they can't make any more money off of it, or i.e. they even losing money from it, not only will they stop supporting it, they will make a complete platform of how they shut down and slow down, and we're going to stop it because this is the right of the American people and we shouldn't be like this. No, you just pretty much just found out that you wasn't making any more money off of it. Because you're not going to sit here and try to gaslight me on something that you was making money off of for years, and now all of a sudden you grew a conscience.
Yeah,
that's true too. Good point.
Anyway, we're going to move on to relatively something that goes without saying. It's something that pops in our head. It's an insult without actually being an insult. This comedian, this female comedian, said it absolutely perfectly, and I couldn't make it any more clearer of how we will take one insult and put it towards something else completely different. If that makes sense. We're combining two insults. So I'll let her say it. It's a little short, so I'm not going to take everybody down.
I'm fat. It's fine. No, wait. I'm fat. I'm cool with it, okay? I get you guys, it happens every time. Everyone clams up. They want to be like, no, stop it. You're beautiful. It's like, yeah, I know. I didn't say I was ugly, okay? They're not the same, all right? If a short person was like, I'm short, you would be like, no, stop it. You're smart. Like, they're not the same.
So you see what I'm saying when that, and I didn't even think about it. When people use the insult, oh, you so fat. Subconsciously, they're trying to say, and you're ugly, without actually saying it. They associate being overweight as being unattractive, and it's totally two different things.
Well, isn't that just Eurocentric culture?
Yeah, it is. And the funny thing about it is, because if I wanted to be insulting, I could find you a lot of skinny women who are not freaking attractive at all.
Yeah, but I'm just saying what she's hitting first. I pick up on the self-deprecating humor because that's what comedians do. And then two, I mean, she's making a point that's been made for probably as long as people have been making a point. You know, like it's kind of like when they say, "Wow, you speak so well." Like that's a compliment to me.
No.
Right? It's not a compliment, folks. You know, it's like, would you say that same thing to Bill over here?
But
Probably
let
not.
me ask you this question though, because I found another insult that I for a while I agreed with until I grew up, and that was, oh, they're just talking white. What exactly are you saying?
Well, that's a
That
loaded
I'm
thing.
speaking proper English, and
You're saying a lot of things.
because I'm speaking proper English means I'm speaking white because apparently only white people know how to speak proper English.
That's not how I take it.
That's exactly how I take it. How you
I mean, I
take
know
it?
I get how you take it, and I understand why people take it that way. Because it is speaking to a social sickness. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
But I'm like, first of all, I speak this language because it's the only language I know. It's not even my language. They stripped that from my people. Okay. Second of all, I can speak like I'm talking right now, but I could also speak in a much more relaxed dialect. And that doesn't mean that I don't, you see what I'm saying? Like
Mm.
growing up, you would hear that a lot of times, but you also have to consider the audience or consider the source. I guess maybe that's a better way to put it. Because the person who's picking at you for like when I was growing up, a lot of my family is very country, very country. Whereas I grew up military. So I grew up in a very mixed world that's very buttoned up tight. So the way I talk is the way everyone talks, right? Um, and when I would go home, sometimes I'll be called like, "Oh, you here come the white boy," right? Or you always in the books like saying whatever. That never really faded me too much, because there's a history to this. There's a history to why speaking a particular way is called speaking white. Because for the longest time, our people couldn't even learn the proper way to talk or read or write. So there's a history that's tied into it. So I don't really, what I'm saying? Where I get more irritated is when we start picking on our own people for how our people dress or how we name our children. That's when I get irritated. Because who you trying to impress? The people who oppressed you? Come on, bro. For real.
Mickey, and I'll let you go next. Mickey, the only reason I've said that about Obama because I've seen two of his speeches, and I've seen where he goes to a predominantly white audience and speaks so eloquently and speak proper with poise and everything else, and then I see him when he goes to a black church. And y'all, we need to go.
That's
Y'all,
because
we
he's
need to do
bougie.
this. We need to
He's
y'all.
fake.
We need to go all out, man. Yo, y'all. And I'm like,
Well, that's not fair.
that is exactly fair.
Oh, you're pretty much right on
No, what
point.
I was saying, well, for him, I think so because he's a chameleon, and he doesn't mean anything well by it. But why I was saying why I'm not being fair is because depending upon where I am, you will hear a difference, kind of how I talk, because I mirror. I don't even know I'm mirroring a lot of times. So now I talk the same stuff no matter where I am. I don't care who my audience
No,
is.
I don't
I'm gonna
believe
talk
that
to.
at all.
I, I'm,
I'm shocked.
you know what I'm saying? Because I believe that the way you talk, or at least the substance of what you say, that shouldn't change just because you get around white folk. I'm one of them black people,
I have a
right?
tendency of
But I mirror
changing.
people.
I have a tendency of changing my dialect, and it's wrong. I get it. I can, but
Is
I'm
it
almost
wrong
50
though?
years old, so I don't even care no more. No, it is. It is.
Code switching isn't wrong.
I change my dialect depending on my emotion.
Ah, yeah, that's not wrong either.
I don't know. I don't know because the only reason I say that is because I speak the same way I always speak. What you hear now, Theus, Tracy, y'all know me for over a year. I personally don't think I changed the way I talk until I get upset. Then yo, bruh, sis, and all that stuff come out of my thing, out of my mouth. Because at that point in time, and this is the part why I say that I feel is wrong. Because at that point in time, I don't give a damn what you think about me or what I just said.
I see what you mean.
I just don't. So even at a certain level, I'm going to give you the truth, even though I can say it's my truth, but I will say it in a way where it's not so forward. But if I get passionate about something, I'm going to say a couple of other words that I normally don't use in a normal dialect, because at that point in time, what I'm talking about is I don't give a damn what you think about me. You need to give a damn about what I'm saying. Not how
I
I'm
still
saying
don't think
it,
that's
but
wrong, though.
what I'm saying.
I mean, you feel it's wrong, then it's wrong. I don't feel that it's wrong because it's almost natural that you have to adjust your cadence or your style based on where you are or what you're doing. I think that's just what you're supposed to do as an adult. Now, when I'm angry, I sound much more Southern. No, correction. When I'm angry, it sounds more like that Virginia, New York kind of sound I kind of pick up. When I'm relaxed, I'm much more Southern. And when I'm just talking, I'm talking like I do right now. So it really does, my mood does affect the cadence or the way I flow. I think that's normal, especially for us. We grew up in a time where we didn't even call it code switching. It was
Yeah.
just you had to be able to speak in different environments and you adjusted to it. When you're at church, you didn't even have to think about it. When you're at church, you didn't even think, oh, I got to make sure I don't curse. It wouldn't even come out. Like you.
Oh no, wait a minute, hold on. Now, y'all know I lived my whole life in church. People will cuss straight up in church.
I've never been around it.
I've never been
I
around that.
have been around it. Trust
And those
me.
people
No,
would lose all of my respect.
I
I
mean,
have
they
never
will
been
cuss
where
in
they do
church.
it
They'll
in
fight
church.
in church. They'll.
I've seen that.
I've never been where they have cussed in church. What
Nope.
changed me around, and I'll never forget it, was as soon as they get into that parking lot and it's busy,
Straight gospel.
the cuss words get the flying.
Oh shoot! I've heard preachers cuss while they are preaching.
Then you suck.
Why are you in that church?
Number
I
one,
mean,
you
I've heard it
suck
on
then.
YouTube.
Why
Not
are
me
you-
sitting
I'm
there.
not- No. Here, Tracy, here's the deal. I am never no longer going to listen to any preacher who adjusts to modern day.
Well,
Well, no, I want to
No,
because you got to
if
make.
you're cussing,
Oh, you're talking about in that
and
no,
you're
that's that. Yeah.
vulgar and
Go
all
ahead.
that
Yeah,
other
okay.
stuff because you think, and I'm gonna be truthful with you, they're doing it because they think they can reach a wider audience by speaking their language instead of understanding that the Bible and the gospel is. I know you're gonna roll your eyes, but I just have to say it because of my upbringing. The Bible and the gospel is something that's supposed to be timed no matter what the time is. In other words, I am trying to adapt you to the gospel.
Be
I'm
ye
not trying
not
to
conformed, but
adapt gospel
transformed.
to
Formed
you.
by the
So
renewing of the mind.
for a long period of time, I even started thinking somebody, bless their heart, made a gospel song out of I fell in love with a stripper. And I went, what the hell are you doing?
But
You're trying to reach a wider audience. No, you're trying to make more money. You figured out that if you try to put
I like
gospel
it.
I
behind
think there's a
secular
difference
music,
in what
then
you're
you think
saying.
you're going to make more
Yeah, because
money
Kurt
from it.
Franklin is guilty of that. Take a secular song, you'd be like, "What? Huh? Wait a minute, that's
Yeah, 'cause
It
September."
there's a
depends on what,
difference.
but that depends on what the song is. If
Yeah.
it was a low graded, nice little rink-a-dink song and everything else, that's fine. I'm not gonna listen to a gospel song off of NWA the Police.
But here's the thing with that, and it's cool. Everyone, like I said, that's your take. I'm giving you mine.
Go ahead. Okay, stop.
What? I'm
We've
not
been
allowed
on
to
this show
acknowledge
for
that.
over a freaking year. Will everybody please stop before they give their comments? Start off with, that's your thought. I'm just
I'll
giving
never
you
stop
my
doing that.
opinion. Just say
I'll
it.
never stop doing that because I believe that you acknowledge what you heard and then you pivot to what you want to say.
Okay.
so
When you do that, that's an acknowledgement that I hear what you're saying.
right.
Okay. Good.
For me, it's like when a minister is cursing, it makes me feel that you don't believe
What you're
in
saying.
what you think I should believe that you believe, right? It's like you can't be a minister and still be doing all the worldly stuff. You don't get to come to the strip club with me. You don't get to send, pornographic images all over the place for us to look at. I'm like, bruh, you have chosen. Like, and then some people say I got a calling. I'm not gonna get into that part, but you have chosen to take on a calling that should require for you to walk in a particular light. There's a level of responsibility you have chosen, but you out here talking like the rest of us backsliders. It makes me feel like that change principle ain't kicking in too hard.
But I want to get back on this changing up, because I want to get back on what you and Thieves were both talking about. I think I talk the same no matter what. I don't think I change the way that I'm talking. I do. I don't hear it because I'm like,
No, I'm agreeing with you.
No, I agree. You're very consistent.
yeah, I pretty much, I'm going to talk the way I talk, except I tend to speak church all the time because of the environment that I was raised, how I was raised, etc. Well, that isn't going to work on people who don't believe what I believe. And we were never taught. When I'm inside of a church, it's fine because I'm speaking the same languages they're speaking and we're going back and forth. But if I go outside the church and I start talking about, well, you got to be sanctified. First of all, they're not going to know what that word means.
Yeah, they do.
They're not going to know the term holiness is still right. Not the people I talk to.
No, I feel you.
I think it's like, I don't know the change up.
You trying to convert a crackhead while he getting high?
The people you talking to are idiots.
Yeah, because I don't know how to, like I said, pretty much I use a lot of slang. I don't think I'm not a doofus, but I don't think I'm terribly highly intellectual. I just say what I got to say and then I'm done.
But
except for that one area where I'm like, okay, this is the one area where I can see, okay, I'm talking different based off of, I'm talking one way all the time and I'm not changing it.
But what I'm getting at is I don't want pastors and people of the ministry which your job from day one is to convert world to gospel.
And
if you turn around and try to adopt world to gospel by acting world,
where's the distinction? You just lost it. Yeah.
But Marlon, that's my job. I'm not a minister.
That's not even your job. That's not.
But that would be your job, right?
To know how to talk to the world through gospel. You talk to a drug addict as, yo, bruh, I understand everything that you go.
Yeah, you're talking about where you ain't gonna sit
down beside and put the needle in your arm and go, now we're gonna talk about the gospel.
Well, here's my thing with that. I don't think that, to me, it's insulting for someone to think that they have to talk like me to talk to me.
Exactly.
So if you are a minister and you are supposed to be representing the best perspective of the faith walk to talk to me, then talk to me how you talk to me.
Yeah.
You don't have to sound like me. We're not the same person. And when you try to, now I'm like, that sounds really politician-like.
Fake.
You mean how Marlon was talking about Obama, how he would talk like all of a sudden? I'm like, no.
Which is why, like, when he was talking about, it was probably Trayvon, and then he broke into a gospel song. Dude, we ain't heard you sing gospel nowhere else. So
yeah, like you gonna praise that with Amazing Grace? Come on now, on now.
See, that's pandering, right?
That's platitude and what you just said.
I'm gonna end it with this. Obama falling out into a gospel song is no different than Pelosi wearing a dashiki.
No, I think it's different.
Oh no, Obama went
How?
because I think it's way
Because
different.
Obama grew up in the black church.
So
No, because no, I'm just saying it's
Because
No, he
different.
didn't. Actually, he did. His mother was atheist, and he found. He went
He
to church
found
in his
religion before
older.
he was grown. So
No,
I mean,
he was
I'm
like
not.
20 in his 20s.
He's still. So at what point does someone have to be where they can, you know what I'm
Oh
saying?
no, I'm just saying he wasn't a little child. That's all I'm saying.
They're like, he was 40 years old. He was 20 something years. So, but my thing is this. Anybody can sing a song, but my thing is the reason he sang it and the way that he sang it was calculated and it was used for political effect. So in that light, Marlon, I get what you're saying with the Nancy Pelosi thing. But the difference though is he didn't have to put on a full-on costume to do it. Nancy Pelosi has no tie to a dashiki, the black
Yeah.
community, or
Nope.
anything like that. So it was actually to me 100% insulting when
Yeah.
she did that. She should have just been in her regular clothes and took a knee if that's what she was going to do.
And why you gonna
Don't
take
treat me like a costume. Barack Obama is us. However you feel about him, he is still us. So he sings a song, that's cool. My problem is the reason why you did it in that moment.
And the people in that audience were black. Trust me, if they were a different color, he wouldn't have picked that Amazing Grace.
Kind of like when he
Period.
was talking to other people, all of a sudden it's, well, you know, it's well, and but then when you come talk to Morehouse, a room full of some of our best,
The
our best,
The
and
best.
you go to them and you want to talk to them about pulling their pants up. Bro, you weren't talking to them. You were talking to the white folk. You weren't talking to the kids in front of you.
Yep.
Because those kids already got that message. They already know that.
We got a whole bunch of stuff going on into the black, and I'm gonna move on. I just want to say that we got so much things going on in the black community that you concerned about somebody's pants. Miss me, bro.
Yeah, you can miss me with that whole conversation.
That literally, we got people. We got a black community. We still worried about police brutality. We still worried about voters' right. We still worried about poverty, and your concerns about some damn pants.
But that's what that bougie, talented 10th elitist black class focuses on. They're all about how do I talk to these black people who aren't on my level.
Yes, because we never will be.
And as I'm talking to them, it's really like, you hear me, boss? Watch me put these people in their place.
Let me ask them a question real quick then. We now, as a black community, have decided that we're all going to pull our pants up. Now give us what we want.
No, because then it'll be something else. It's always something else.
Tracy, I don't want to hear no words. We pulled our pants up. Now give us what we want. Nothing.
No, I agree with you, Marlon.
I agree with you, but
black respectability politics is disgusting.
Okay.
Yeah, it is.
This had nothing to do with pants.
No, it didn't.
Oh, no, of course it did.
No,
I'm
not
talking
to them.
No,
I am not even arguing with you. I'm arguing with them. When you so disgraced to the point where you worried about our pants, then explain to me that if we pull our pants up, we get what we want.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have any other argument than police reform, reparations, and anything else, shut the hell up, because it had nothing to do with pants.
It goes into the protest thing. What's the right way to protest? You name it. It's all a deflection.
I'm moving on.
All a deflection.
Yes, because we'll spend.
I'm trying to wait for the ice to come, and everything that y'all saying is pissing me the hell off. So
we trying not to.
No. The statements that y'all making, because I've heard it for so long that y'all pull this BS. This is about this, and it has nothing to do with it. Because if I ask the question, if we actually correct what you're complaining about, are we gonna get the stuff that's actually killing my people?
It's called playing fetch, brother.
Yep.
We're done. Y'all ain't taking my. I have an old saying. You ain't taking my joy.
I got that joy down in my heart.
Now, see, we did not ask for a song. See, did nobody ask you for a song?
Obama, stop that.
I mean, his singing voice isn't terrible. That's the bad thing about it. I'm like, oh, that
Dude can play basketball. That's all he can do. This next video has absolutely nothing to do with anything. I just thought the dude was cool and funny. However, I have a treat for the mafia and the main mafia because I have a video after this next video. I have a video specifically for Tracy, and I have a video specifically for you. It's gonna bring all my joy back. We're gonna get
down in your heart, right?
In my heart. I'm gonna play this video first. Like I said, it is a good message. I'm not taking away from that. It's absolutely a good message. I just like the way the dude presented the message. It was on point.
Tips from the ER. Stabbings. The first thing you're going to want to do if you've just been stabbed with a sharp object is to leave it the fuck alone. I don't care where it is. Chest, belly, face, you're going to fight against every sexual instinct you've ever had and never pull out. If you do, there's a high chance you're going to quickly bleed out to a slow, silent, painful death. Just don't touch it, because if it hurt like a bitch going in, it's going to hurt like a bitch coming out. Why would you do that to yourself twice without professional medical supervision? Try to keep it still, call 911, or get your ass to the ER yourself without moving it around too much. It'll be obvious why you shouldn't move it around, because it's going to hurt like a motherfucker, and you're going to risk doing more damage to your body. That object is now the official body plug, keeping you alive. So remember, ladies and gentlemen, whatever you do, don't pull out.
Man, whatever. Man, whatever.
What you talking about?
That's good advice. You cannot take
whatever.
You cannot take a knife out of a stab.
First of all, someone stabs you. What are the odds that they're gonna leave a knife in you? That's one. The second of all, if somebody stab you and the knife is still in you, who's in their rational mind gonna be like, oh, wait a minute, I better leave that in?
He admitted that though. But he admitted that when he said your natural instinct is to take it out, but you should not take it out.
You should not take it out.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
He said, okay, your natural instinct is to take it out, but don't do that because you'll bleed a slow death.
Hey,
make sure you've applied that to your memory bank. So in the off chance that you get stabbed with an object and it's still there, leave it alone. Yeah, let me file that away.
Okay, Fizz. I'm just gonna treat you like anti-vaxxers. Do what you think is best. Then go ahead.
I'm saying that in a crisis moment.
So if you figure taking it out is the best thing,
I didn't say it was the best thing. Okay. I'm saying telling somebody to leave it in is a little interesting. I get it.
It's medical advice. Heed it.
But we live in a country where we don't believe in
he had on agree
with what we already thought of.
But I think he actually is because I've seen him do videos before. Yep, that is a problem, Becky.
But it's like if you see someone in a car accident. Unless the car is smoking, you kind of need to leave them alone until emergency help can get there. Because you don't break their neck or break their back. I get. You know what?
I learned that at an early age, though.
Yeah,
everybody ain't taught that.
If you don't know what's going on, and I don't know why that. Maybe they did it on purpose, and it's stuck in my head. But we always thought the first thing of any accident was about your neck. And they always scared us to death with, you move up an inch, you can break their neck. And so we like, well, crap. So it was like that's how I was brought up on a lot of accidents.
And Good Samaritans get sued every day.
Don't they though? That's why I was like, nope, you get that knife and you don't take it out.
The first time I ever heard about that was the Heimlich maneuver. Well, yeah, we saved your life, but you broke his rib, so you're going to have to pay for this medical bill. That's the first time I heard about Good Samaritans being.
Yeah. So sometimes, but it only takes a few times for it to become like common knowledge or whatever. But yeah, I feel. I mean, like I'm saying, if you get, it makes sense. Where what he's saying makes sense. I'm saying the practicality of it is where you miss me.
The reality of it actually happened.
Yeah, because like if you're in a car accident. And like a metal pole comes through your car and stabs you in your abdomen. What he's saying 100% true. Do not move the person. But I think because that's a more big event, it's easier for someone to be like, okay, we have to leave it in, but we got to get help immediately. Let's go, let's go, let's go. But you're in a fight and someone stabs you with a knife and then they run away and the knife is still in you. Adrenaline is not going to let you pause, consider, leave it in. Someone call 911. I don't know. Maybe you
Yeah,
can do
but you
it.
may
Maybe you
have
can.
somebody. You may have somebody that's around you going, "Yo, dude, you need to leave that in.
Yeah, just
Don't
Yeah,
leave it
pull
leave that
up.
there.
alone.
Leave it there. Leave it there. 911.
Leave
Yeah, I
it there,
got you.
man. Lay down. Leave it there." And
Because
trust me,
his
the
advice
funny thing
wasn't
about
to
it
the
is, you may
bystander.
think
His
the
advice was to
adrenaline is
me who got
rushing,
stabbed.
but you may think that the adrenaline is rushing, but you also know that the fear factor done fell in. So 9 out of 10, the person that's sitting there saying, "Dude, you need to leave it in. You need to lay down," and everything else, you may start listening to them going, I'm really actually is not in any position right now to argue with you. So I may need to do what you say. So
And I don't know if either of you have ever been in like a crisis moment, but you literally don't know how you're going to react in that crisis moment till you're in that crisis moment, right? Like this is a minor thing, but my knee used to get dislocated like far too often. But one time in the middle of a basketball game, my knee got knocked out of socket. And so my leg was stuck in like a angle because my kneecap was kind of off to the side. Now the rule is you're supposed to sit still until medical help can come and you're right because you don't want to do more damage. But in the moment, I looked down at my knee and I hit it. Kneecap went back into place. I got up and I hobbled off the court. You don't know. Like in the crisis moment, you're going to make a crisis decision. You can only hope the people around you know better and can cut through the noise that's in your head as you're panicking.
the funny thing about it is, when you tell that story, I realized I was a really sick child growing up. I was. I'll remember my only crisis, and trust me, I'm not even going to explain to you about the. I only been through 2 crises, and one was ghetto-rific, and I already knew the rules and regulations. So I was a little kid. I couldn't have been no more than 10 or 11. I mean, literally just starting out. And our little game up at the park, because I was lucky enough to have an apartment complex that had a park literally right down the hill from my house, my apartment. And I went out early. There was nobody around. There was mom may have still been asleep. I don't know. And I got on the swings, and the game was always to go as high as you possibly can, and jump out. I did that. I went as high as I could, and I jumped out. Somewhere along the lines, I slipped. Now, the moral of the story is there's a tree where I was swinging at, and I didn't swing towards the tree. You always pick the swings, and remember, this is morning, so there's nobody around there. So you pick the swings that's nowhere near the tree. What they forget to tell you in the rule book is you also try to pick the swing that's nowhere near the roots. I jump, I fall flat, and I hit the root with my chest, and all of the air got knocked out of my body. I mean, I laid there and could not take in one breath. Did I panic? Oh my God, where's my mother? What is going to happen? I nearly laid there and went, well, I guess this is it. Somebody will find me.
Now, I got plenty of dumb stories when I was
Of
young.
course, the breath came back and everything else, but when you grow up and you look back and went, little Marlon, you stupid. That was really, really dumb.
Oh, I got one that'll top that one in a minute. Oh,
Well, I ain't gonna tell you about the part where I actually almost lost my eye, but go ahead, Tracy.
I got one that'll top that. I was 7 years old, and remember A Christmas Story where the boy took his tongue and he decided to go on a pole. Well, I decided, genius me, I would try the same thing with the refrigerator or in the freezer. Why was I in the ER? Twice. I stuck my tongue in the freezer and got stuck twice. Yeah, not smart. I was not a smart child.
Little Tracy.
Yeah, look, Tracy, girl.
You stupid.
As a doorknob,
First time I could get it.
I did it twice.
Second time?
I have a scar on my foot that when I was 8, I watched that episode of the Flintstones where Betty and Wilma were doing that little thing with the cart. Well, I decided to do the thing with the little tray, fill it with hot coffee, scalding hot coffee. It spilled on my foot, and I can still show you the scar.
No,
Yeah, you want to talk about stupid? I win this
ain't gotta worry
contest.
about that.
Yeah, I'll win this contest easily.
No, I have a few things in my bag of stupid human tricks too. But from what Susan and Mickey was just saying, I agree. I'm the crisis person. I'm the one that when things hit the fan, I go eerily calm. Like
That
weird calm.
That knocked that breath out of me. Actually started doing that.
Yeah, I remember, and this isn't quite the same thing, but it's like when I was driving and my truck hit a patch of ice and started spinning. I didn't freak out. I just immediately relaxed, started trying to steer the vehicle out of the spin. When people started shooting one time, I didn't freak out. I got low, and I tried to find where was the best path out based on where everybody was running. When it's just whatever it is, kids get hurt, I get calm. I decide what needs to be done, and I get it done. That's me. I'm the one you want in a crisis because I'm going to take care of things. But then when it's over, my brain kicks in. It's like, dude, you realize?
Susan? Wait a minute. Susan that made me feel better about myself.
Little Susan.
3 times?
You dumb.
3 times? Well, y'all some daredevils.
I'm finna move on because we may not have been the brightest. We
were some dumb children.
We may have lucked through childhood.
I was just like, this poor stupid child. I'm gonna have some mercy on him.
So I wonder,
you know what?
If we had TikTok back then, would we have just done some of this?
I may thought for a while God looked down on me and go, "You're not the brightest kid in the world, so I'm not gonna take you.
I'm not gonna be too hard on you because you ain't bright.
You gonna feel every stupid thing that you do. I'm just not gonna take your life, but you gonna feel every pain that you projected onto yourself."
I used to believe that old saying that says God looks after babies and fools. I don't believe that anymore, but I see where they got it from. Because like your childhood is full of close calls.
Yep, and how we made it through our whole childhood with no seatbelts.
But a lot of kids didn't. That's the point.
No seatbelt.
No baby doors where you could keep the child from walking.
No seatbelt allowed me to smash my nose into the dashboard when my aunt had her car accident.
Yeah.
Also reminded me that no, you cannot ride with your aunt without shoes and socks on.
Oh, now I ain't never done that because I
don't go nowhere without shoes and socks.
No shoes. No, I'll go without socks.
I didn't anymore after the car accident and realized that I can't walk outside out in the street because of all the glass that happens.
I won't go nowhere. Even as a kid, I always thought that was nasty. People spit on the ground, things poop and pee on the ground. There's
bugs are on the ground.
That ain't never been me. I'm too city for that one.
I was hood.
My feet sensitive.
I was a little country.
Wait a minute, did
kid.
Mickey just say that she drives barefoot? How in the world?
Nah, I can't.
So where you put your shoes?
I put them shoes on my feet when I get in that car.
I do not want to.
When you get in the car.
What?
When I get in the car.
You walk to the
No,
car
I
with
mean,
those
no.
shoes on?
Okay, I said that wrong. I put the shoes on before I leave the house. I'm not.
Oh, okay, I'm thinking you carrying your shoes.
No, I
and
said that
walking
wrong.
barefoot
I
to the
completely
car.
said that
In
wrong.
your living room, I'm not walking out there with those shoes on.
And I have a rule: if you come to my house, you have to wear your shoes. Don't take your shoes off. Please don't take your shoes off.
I never did understand that rule.
I understand it.
Knock yourself out. Do what you. It's your house.
No, because some people
whatever.
have bad foot odor. I'm like, no, I can't. Ugh, keep your shoes on.
So they're on the floor, like on the passenger side, I assume.
Yeah, like where you putting them in?
Because I sure hope they're not on the driver's side.
Why are y'all asking this question? Why the hell are you driving around with those shoes on?
Man, I'm in a work Facebook group, and I've
scared the
seen
hell
more
out of me.
times where they ask who else likes to take their shoes off while they're at work. I'm sorry, this may be a cultural thing, but I ain't never seen black folks be like me. It's literally a culture. It's got to be a cultural thing. You ain't walking around with no shoes on. You ain't doing it. If I see you walking around the office and you ain't got no shoes on, I'm wondering about your home training because you at work.
Pretty much.
Oh shoot! When we went to my grandfather's funeral, the whole town didn't have literally that small town that I call a stump in Mayberry because it was just that small. Literally, they was walking in the store with no shoes. Oh my! I'm like, will you put some shoes on? Will you please put some shoes on?
You know what though, Tracy?
You already set the table.
You went to a small town. You're not going to change them at a certain point. As a matter of fact, they probably look at you as bougie.
I guess so. I guess I'll be bougie.
Bougie, whatever. I'm gonna keep wearing my socks and shoes in public because that's.
I'm wearing shoes. That's what's happening. Sorry, folks.
All right. Go ahead, Tracy.
Nope. I was just gonna say, whoever don't wear shoes at work, what's your problem?
Laziness, comfortable.
You got people driving down the road with their feet out the window. No, you're not. Not in my car. No,
everything that you're seeing right now in this society, and it may started, and I honestly want to say it was the mid 2000s. Yeah, it may have been the late 2000s and everything else. But you got to realize that everything beforehand was a suit and tie.
What you mean?
If you was a banker, a lawyer, a doctor,
professional dress code.
Yeah, you put on a suit and tie. That was your uniform. And the funny thing about it is do anybody understand what the first thing to disappear from that whole attire was? And it was for a small controversy. So much of a controversy that they actually thought that America was getting really, really lazy. What was the first thing that was removed from that attire where they lost their cop picking mind because we live in a creepy ass country?
The tie?
The suit jacket?
The hat.
Oh, I was going to say that.
Oh, yeah, the hat.
Yeah, they removed
the hat, and America lost their freaking mind. They literally sat there and said, if you're not wearing a hat, you're not wearing a suit. And I'm reading this and like,
people don't like change, brother.
No, this dude has a suit on. Like, because he didn't take the 2 seconds to put a hat on compared to the 30 minutes it probably takes to put a suit on, y'all having an issue?
People don't like change.
So, the suit...
Like, if I show up to work now with my beard, nobody thinks anything of it. But when I started my career in banking, I could only have a mustache. I couldn't have a goatee. Couldn't have nothing else. I had to have a mustache. That's what I had.
So the first
people
thing
don't like change.
The first thing that disappeared was the hat. The second thing that disappeared was the suit jacket. The third thing that disappeared. Now I want y'all to picture a complete suit.
Okay.
No, the vest disappeared before the jacket.
Well, you didn't have to wear a vest.
Yeah, you really. Vests were never an in thing. It had to be
the jacket and the pants.
Oh, it was an in thing.
Yep.
That was when you were complete.
The
You
I
were
never
sharp.
did get the
When you had a
vest.
3-piece suit, you were sharp. I mean, I come from banking.
Funny
so
thing
you
about
was-
it is, if you had a 3-piece suit, you was upper management.
Yeah, that's the lawyers,
All
the
we needed you to
doctors,
do was
and the
wear a suit.
bankers. Boy, they had a 3-piece.
So the first thing that disappeared was the hat. They lost their mind. The second thing that disappeared was the suit jacket. So you had to have a shirt and tie. The third thing that disappeared was the tie, but you still had to wear the dress shirt and the dress pants and the shoes. The next thing that happened was that they got rid of the tie. I mean, got rid of the dress shirt, but you had to wear a polo shirt.
Mm-hmm.
So you still had to have the dress pants and the shoes. After that, it kind of went downhill after that. All of a sudden, Dockies was the big freaking thing in the world. So you could actually dress Dockies up or down. So it really didn't matter. So if you was going to wear a shirt and tie, you could wear Dockies. If you were just going to wear. So the funny thing about America is they really big on buttons. So if you have a dress shirt on, I don't want to wear a dress shirt. Okay, you're going to have a polo shirt on. Why can't I put a t-shirt on? No, because polo shirts still have a collar, and it still have
It's a
the buttons
completely
down
different
the front.
look.
So
When I have my business, I mean, I don't like t-shirts, bro. I mean, like I like it for your regular time. It depends on what you're doing. It really
I
does.
can't go to work
man.
with no t-shirt on.
Oh,
Just
I
like-
could.
I
All
can't.
day, every day of the week.
I
Give me
mean,
a
for the
t-shirt.
role that we do, Tracy, yeah. But I mean, like when you're customer facing at work, like a t-shirt automatically screams Friday casual, or
Yep.
you don't do anything that really matters. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yep, Susan. Now that's the truth right there. You got diabetes. You never going. Never.
in slow motion.
It took
And real slow
It took some
moving.
decades, though. I don't want you to think that one was straight after the other. It took some decades. Casual Fridays really didn't exist until early 2000s, maybe.
I have no
At
idea.
that
Depends
point-
on where you work.
Yeah, and the Fridays for some corporation was Friday. It was no different than
Yeah, and
Thursday.
then we moved into business casual, and now every day it's like, okay, t-shirt.
And the funny thing about it is, which was somewhat still shows you how corporate things were. Casual Friday was for the, in a lack of a better term, was for the underlings. If you was in management, you still had to look and present yourself a certain way. And it took a long time to change that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it depends on the culture of the company. I agree. I agree.
I hope one look goes away, and I'm guilty because I'm wearing them now. Leggings in the workplace have got to get.
I thought they were gone.
I thought that was that's not gone.
Leggings with something over it is fine. But when you wear leggings,
Oh, you mean like
as
yoga pants?
Yeah, no,
that's not
no,
okay.
go away.
not in
That
my
look's
business.
got to
You
go
cannot
bye.
wear-
You could put
That
a
ain't
long
happening.
t-shirt over the leggings, like to exercise.
I don't like that either.
That's
Absolutely
cool.
not.
No, but when
You
I'm
cannot-
exercising, the 3 times that I exercise, that's the look I'm going to.
Oh, well,
You cannot
exercise, you wear whatever you
cannot
want
wear
to.
leggings of any kind
But
whatsoever
at
on my
work-
business.
Now,
Yeah,
I've
my-
seen leggings as just pants. I'm
Yeah,
not
I
talking
agree.
about with the, like the long dress over
Nope.
them. That's cool. But
So right now, it's really important that everybody wants to accentuate their body and show off their body, but you better not acknowledge I see your body. So
Good point, Mickey.
and some
California
people
does
should be
start
covering
that.
up anyway.
Yeah. America has a tendency of always going towards whichever, and I guarantee you this, before the United States adopted anything, they look at the numbers.
Absolutely.
And I don't even have to go that far from the 90s. We can look at present time right here, right now. Let's go back 2 years when there was absolutely positively 100% no way we're going to do virtual working from home. There is no way we're going to do that. You have to come to the office. We have paid for the thing, and we guarantee you that you work better as an individual when you come to the office. You are not going to work as hard, as fast, as productive as if you work at home. Let's look at the first year of the pandemic. They was reluctant to do it. They had no choice.
No
So they
choice.
sent everybody home. But guarantee you this right here. They send you home to work from home with the thought of how quickly can we get your butt back in the office.
Yep. That's why the CDC went down from 14 to 5 days.
As the time
that's
went
not-
on,
yeah.
and they realized after they crunched the numbers, because let's face it, we're in a corporate country. After they crunched the numbers and realized, wow, we're actually making the same amount of numbers with people at home than we would if they was in the office. I work at a law firm. I work at a law firm. And I guarantee you, when we first hit the pandemic, it slowed everything down. But I also can guarantee you, as soon as we adjusted, everything that you did in the office, you found a way to do from home. Because what you're not going to do is lose money. Find a way.
Well,
So
I button it up as people don't like change, and as simple as that.
Oh, no.
Everything has to be forced. Everything has to be forced because people don't like change.
Yes, Susan, that's fine. You wear with a long T-shirt. You not here sporting leggings with a short top. Oh, that drives me crazy.
That must be a woman thing, because I'm sorry. I can't.
If I saw a man wearing leggings, I'm questioning him. I'm like, dude, why you wearing leggings? Leggings
I
are
can't
not
have
for men.
anything tight on me, period.
Yeah, but y'all wear muscle shirts. Not y'all, but men in general.
Back when I had all my muscles, I mean, my clothes were
Yeah, I
like
wanted
that,
to show off I wanted to show off my body. You darn right I wore a
I mean, I
muscle shirt.
wasn't walking around wearing a medium, but
okay. When they invented these stretchy shirts where they show off your muscles and everything, yeah, I had those. Yes, I worked hard for this body. Yeah, you're gonna see it.
Well, that's the same thing as women wearing leggings.
Sit there and waste my next 30 minutes trying to stuff my body into a shirt that I have absolutely no business whatsoever wearing.
Well, you should be able to wear whatever you want to.
Oh no, see,
Yeah,
I'm
as
gonna
long
have
as
to
you can
boy,
breathe.
I'm gonna say this, bruh, bye. That is so wrong.
As long as you can breathe, knock yourself out.
Yeah, I'm a size. I ain't gonna say
if you pass out on the sidewalk, you're gonna be laying there on the sidewalk.
But you can't hold somebody else to your standards.
But that's so wrong. Because, but listen though, I want to wear a size 8.
Good Lord, Susan, why we had to go to a dress and skirt though?
That is true. You can't do that. But I want to wear a size 8. My body type says, girl, no, you in the double digits. You need to wear something that's gonna be more comfortable. You not squeezing into and you're not cutting off your air capacities. Yeah, I want to wear a size 8, but it ain't gonna happen.
But that's your decision. So does that make it wrong when someone who is the same size decides that they're gonna
same size as me and wearing a 16? You gonna choke. You gonna be like this whole time. No, wear something comfortable. Yeah. You could be sexy and
but it's
thick.
Still their
period.
It's still their call.
Wait a minute.
It's still their call.
There lies the issue, Tracy.
You can be hot and thick.
Yes, you can.
Why did you think wearing a size that you know damn well you ain't supposed to be wearing is sexy?
I never said that. I said that I want to wear a size 8. That's my goal. Be a single digit size. Okay, I know I got to exercise. Stop eating cakes all the time. Okay, I know that part. But what I'm saying is, I know right now I have no business in size 8. There's no.
I get that, but what you said was if they want to be sexy and everything else, and that's my pushback was, why do you think wearing a size that you have no business wearing automatically means they're trying to be sexy?
Oh, okay, I get your point. Yeah. I don't know, man.
Let's just be real, man. We can't play in La La Land. I mean, everybody that there's certain standards of beauty that have just been established as a general norm, and they've expanded as of late based on different cultures, right? But it's still certain things. I mean, that's why when you turn on Facebook or and the little reels section thing, or on Instagram or whatever, it's like 5 body types. That's all you ever see. Like the same 5 people, just with different faces.
Thank you so very much, Susan. Thank
We're
you.
not disagreeing. I'm saying you can be
Thank you.
comfortable and gorgeous, but what I don't want to see is skinny, frail man. I'm like, bro, you're gonna have to do something about that.
Yeah, I was just like, I don't understand dudes who wear skinny jeans, but that's their choice.
I get
To
it.
me, it's like I can't wear something that I can't carry my own keys and wallet. I shouldn't have to hand.
Yeah,
my
you
keys
see
and my
the wallet. It's like, I shouldn't be seeing your
Yeah,
wallet.
I
If
shouldn't
your
have to
wallet
be
look
like,
like
hey,
a
baby, can
bulge-
you carry my keys and my wallet? No, come on now.
All right.
And
We
my
got-
clothes don't need to have spandex in them.
Absolutely not. Sorry, I grew up with jeans that didn't move. We got 30 minutes. This next video is for Tracy. Right up her wheel well.
Excuse me.
And this, I'm going to ask you to speak second, because I guarantee you, after Tracy see this, she's going to talk, and she's going to talk a lot. And I'm going to go out of my way to keep my mouth shut, but she is. I'm not going to take the video. I'm not going to take everybody down because it's a short video.
Betty White gone, Sidney Poitier gone, and Mitch McConnell still here. I need to speak with management because, Jesus, where your daddy at? This ain't about the student loans no more. This is something else.
Oh, that lady's a mind reader. Well, I'm guilty of thinking the same thing.
I'm just going to light my cigar.
I mean, whoo. I'm like, look, I'm sorry, love, but come on now. She was that close to being 100. Like, she was weeks away. And don't start me on Sidney Poitier, my childhood crush. Oh, don't. I was heartbroken. Heartbroken. And then, who else has? Bob Saget. Although I wasn't a big Bob Saget fan, I knew who he was. I'm like, okay. But on the other hand, she got a point. Because I literally am like, Mitch McConnell is evil incarnate. If evil were a person, it would be Mitch McConnell. This is the man who once said of reparations, black people have no right to ask for reparations because we have a black president. Sir, no, I'm not going to call him sir. He doesn't deserve that distinction. Are you serious? You literally said this, and you wonder why black people don't want to vote for Republicans? Gee, I wonder why. Like I said, if evil were a person, it's Mitch McConnell. He does what he wants. I don't know why people are scared of him. I'm like, what is he, 82, 83? What is he literally going to do? Literally. I guess hit the power he has. I'm like, y'all scared of that man. Why? What does he have on y'all? I mean, he's the one that said Trump, after the terrorist attack happened, was wrong. Trump should be ashamed. And then the reporter from Fox, of course, asked, well, if President Trump, thank you, Mickey, if President Trump runs again, would you support him? Oh, sure. Wait a minute. Now, which one is it? I can't. I can't with that man. It take a whole lot of me asking for forgiveness, because what I think of that man is just like, I should not let somebody like him invade my thoughts, but when I see him, vomit is what I think. He's just literally vomit to me. And that's all I have to say.
I don't have anything to say. If y'all don't know how I feel about the idiot, I don't know what else to tell you. The dude is 1 year away from Crypt Keeper. So, are we done with this one? I honestly don't have anything to say.
Works
Nope.
for me, bro.
All right. This one is for Theas. And I'm gonna get all the comments out of the way. So if y'all can hear me, no more comments till after I play this video. Yep. Like I said, I have nothing else to say about this.
Addison sure does.
Me and Theas had a conversation a while back. And we on air, and we always like to call each other brother. Tracy's our sister, blah, blah, blah. When you have a conversation with Theas and realize maybe we are brothers. We said a lot of things to each other like, what's your mama name?
You too?
You too? A lot of the whole conversation was like, you too? Wait a minute. What? Hold on, bro. Wait a minute. It just went back and forth. I'm going to show this video. I'm going to take everybody down before I show the video because I want everybody to pay attention because I now understand that Theas purposely would do this to me. Purposely would go out of his way to do this to me. And to make it perfectly clear, I'll give you a small understanding about the video. I'm the one playing the guitar. Okay? Everybody got that?
Okay. Yeah, now we got these
So
real
it only
confused
needs
on
one
our
more
face.
person. So I'm the one playing the guitar. Guaranteed Theas would do this to me. I'm going to take everybody down first, and then I'm going to play the video.
Okay, I see. Yeah. Let's go. Let's go. I love his energy.
You got a fast car. I'll get anywhere. Any place is better.
Come on! I messed up the words anyway. Damn it!
I can see that. I can see that. Oh, you over there trying to be serious?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's cool, because I'm such a serious person. It's good that, y'all make me step out of that sometimes. So I appreciate that.
We live in a society right now. We're going through some issues that if you don't laugh, it's really going to start messing with your mind. Because you're going to think that everything is serious here. And I guarantee you, the serious statements that we've been making are serious statements. The statements, the issues are serious. Not everything is serious. So you have to learn how to laugh. Last week, I ain't never laughed so hard in my doggone life. But I guarantee you there's some a-hole that looked at that video with, I don't think that's funny. I don't think that's funny. Dude, because you think everything has to be serious. That's why you can't sleep at night. That's why you argue with everybody when you wake up. That's why you argue with everybody before you go to bed.
Mm.
That's why you look at certain shows, certain news, certain movies to make sure that they're all dramatized. You can look at a comedy and come up with 10 or 15 paragraphs of why that comedy was offensive. I ain't got but one mind. I can't lose it for you. What you want to do with yourself, knock yourself out. I'm putting you in the same category as anti-vaxxers. Do what you think is best. Pray on it. I just don't care no more. But I ain't finna lose my mind over you.
Because desperate times call for what?
Who said that?
Who said that?
But Tracy, the most important thing, we never, ever forget. They see us now. They see us now.
Oh,
And I
child.
shouldn't have reacted that strong.
Yeah, I was like, oh boy, he's gonna go after this lady. She better hide. If he find out where she lives, it's over.
Nah. She. I think it's I think some things are just inappropriate. I think that people are not serious enough. I sincerely believe
and I always love a good laugh. Always.
That's cool. I just don't think it's always time for a good laugh. I think sometimes it's time for work.
No. It's time. There's a time to laugh. There's a time to cry. There's a time to work. There's a time to relax. There's a time.
But I don't
there's
think
a time for everything.
But people don't like to me.
Say something that will make Theus roll his eyes so hard that he would look into his brain.
Okay, I got something. I got something for both of y'all. I've been wanting to ask this, and I'm gonna do this on the video. So help me, you both are knowledgeable of the Tootsie Pop commercial with the owl and the little boy. Why that little boy naked? Just anybody explain that to me. Why is that little boy naked?
I don't think he was naked.
He was naked. That little boy was naked.
They just didn't color his clothes.
That little boy was naked. He didn't have on no clothes. He literally doesn't have on any clothes.
Oh no, I guess I ain't look close enough at that one.
Because when somebody pointed it out to me,
Tracy,
I was like,
what website you been on?
I tell you where I saw this question.
What website you been on? Tracy?
I was on Channel Awesomeness.
You on Tinder what?
I was on Channel Awesomeness, and they asked the same question. I was like, oh my gosh, he doesn't have clothes on. Watch it again. That's all I really want to know. Why that little boy ain't got no clothes on? Just why?
What can I do to make this?
I see what you mean. He has zero clothes on.
Thank you. He doesn't have no clothes on. I'm like, what? Wait a minute. Put some clothes on this little boy.
But he also doesn't have a real. Well, no, they gave him a butt.
Yeah, they sure did. That boy don't got no clothes on.
I never paid attention to it. I guess
I didn't either until somebody pointed it out to me.
I was just more pure of heart.
I was like, oh, he don't have clothes on.
I think I missed a prior comment.
Yeah, I did too, because I don't get this.
We're right back to who is the service of act for.
Oh, that's the one I didn't take part in, so I don't.
Yeah, maybe he had a full bodysuit.
Yeah, because I'm like, that little boy was naked. Wait a minute.
But he's a little boy, so you shouldn't be looking at him that way anyway.
You can't help it. It's right there in front of your face.
You can help it because here we are at our age and never knew it.
I didn't know this until weeks ago, literally.
Exactly. So you can not know because we didn't pay any attention. That kind of stuff didn't enter into our brain. It's only when someone decides to go look at it from a different perspective that even becomes something.
Little boy was naked.
Here's my question. I'm going to go back to the act of service. So here's my question to the panel. When you do an act of service for someone, should you not do that act of service with a smile?
Say McDonald's.
I'm going to have to agree with that statement. Like, you should be glad that I'm doing it. Like, boy, bye.
I'm not doing this for your entertainment.
Yeah,
I'm doing this to be nice.
If I'm gonna
why would you not do this for their entertainment? If you're doing everything for them to begin with, should you not do it with a certain type of gravitas?
Well, let me
According
Yeah,
to
who? And what activity is it that you're talking about? Because if it's something like cooking, which I cannot stand, any man I get with is gonna have to know I
I'm
can't.
doing this for you, and I
He
hope
gonna have
you
to
enjoy it.
understand that I don't like to cook. I don't. DoorDash is my favorite app. I don't want to cook. I don't like to cook. So if I'm gonna take my time and cook for you, oh, you gonna appreciate it. You will appreciate it because I don't make the effort for just nobody.
Depending on how you do it.
And
Depending
see,
on
for
if
a person who looks at it that way, I'm probably going to curse you out because you aren't satisfied with what I did for you. You want me to do what I did for you
And be all happy.
do it in a way that you wanted me to do it.
Yeah,
See, now it's about me satisfying something beyond my act of service. You actually want me to entertain you in some way.
Yep.
That's kind of like when I make a mistake, and it took my wife a long time to understand this about me. When I make a mistake and you point it out to me, I almost immediately will own it and I won't do it again. But what you probably won't get from me is an explanation
of why I did it. Yeah, like shut up.
I'm not giving you that. I don't owe you that.
Go away.
What I owe you is not to make the mistake again.
Exactly. I'm gonna have to agree with this 100% on this one.
So, what would happen? And I'll put it in a wide range so everybody can catch on to it. What would happen if your act of service,
excuse me, sorry,
wasn't very good?
What do you mean?
Yeah. What context or again?
Like I wasn't really good at finding the pearl in the boat. Is that what you're talking about? I don't know what you get.
Let's just say it's that person's birthday.
Okay.
Okay.
And let's just say your special act of service wasn't up to par.
Okay.
Are we talking about something sexual in nature?
He is.
Yeah, because I'm like, the way you kept looking, I'm like, I think he's talking about.
Just asking the
because
question.
It depends on what you're talking about.
Mind, whatever.
I'll let you
Tracy,
go first.
I'm going to rephrase it for him for you.
Yeah, because I'm like,
when you decided to do your act of service and make that special dinner for him, and it just didn't taste good.
You know what? I'm done with y'all two.
What did I do? What I said was 100% clean.
Yeah, Mickey, he better appreciate the effort I make. I don't make that effort for just no any man. I'm not making any man dinner. That's not how I roll.
Yeah, but you don't throw the food at him.
I might if he says it's terrible. Like, did nobody make you eat it? Did nobody make you eat what I put on that plate? You can skip it and go somewhere else.
And Mickey is now addressing Marlon's question.
Yeah, she sure is.
But even within her answer, the service wasn't up to par, but you know he tried his little heart out and it was something special for you. So you don't make him feel bad about it. Once he's out the way, you finish it up.
You know, I was going to make a joke about it, but I have to actually put a caveat on it. What if you knew your special act of service wasn't going to be good?
Well, don't be doing it with a grudge like you were saying before.
Like, oh, I can't believe this. I got to do this again. Don't do that.
Not even like you don't even say anything. Like you don't do the grumble stuff that Marlon was talking about earlier. But just you intentionally did a bad job.
No. Not intentionally. That's just not your will. That's just not something you're very freaking good.
You have to appreciate the effort because if you never make the effort, what we here for?
And see, Tracy, that's what I kept trying to get across. Is like the way it's coming across to me when Marlon and some of the other people are speaking. It's not even appreciating the effort that was put in. It's about how much that I like what you did.
I like
and I'm
it.
like, that's not fair.
No,
The
I
person
sat
is
there and
doing
said-
something for you, whether it turned out great or not. You need to appreciate that.
Yeah, they made the effort. They did not. They could have made the effort with somebody else that was not you. So you should be glad that they made the effort with you instead of going to make the effort with someone that wasn't you.
No,
I'm just saying. I'm just here.
Theater took the joke out of it, so now I got to go back to Sears.
My
I
bad.
was not saying that you got to do the little kunta dance and everything else when you do a service for somebody. What I'm saying is you ain't gonna have to go out of your way to make sure that they absolutely understand that what I'm doing for you is for you, and me putting the effort to do it for you absolutely sucks. That was my point, is that you ain't got to get them to understand that, hey, what I'm doing for you. In other words, what I'm getting at is this. And Thea's agree with me to a point. You send flowers. You don't like to send flowers because you think that it's just a waste of time. You're sending something that's going to die in a few days, but you're sending it for them. So you send the flowers. And you don't say anything. No, I ain't saying you got to walk in there and do a jig and smile on their face. But at the same time, you don't send the flowers and the bill to show them how much you spent on the flowers.
Right. Don't make it about you.
Yeah, don't be
That's
so
all I was saying.
focused. And any men out there that's looking, don't send me flowers because they do die. Don't do that. A plant is acceptable. Flowers are not.
Mickey, I honestly would say this.
Nope.
No, if it's terrible, don't.
It really depends, because there's a sheer definition. We finally got Theus to roll his eyes. It depends
on who it is, because like when
it depends on what your definition of terrible is. Is it terrible because it doesn't have any flavor? Yeah, suck it up. If it's terrible like because it's wrong, bite that you take, you just feel like you just gonna regurgitate. No.
But there's a difference if you're a parent and your child makes you a meal and that meal is terrible, you gonna eat it. Stop lying.
Then you're fake. Then you're fake.
If your child makes you a terrible little thing with the little macaroons on what you're gonna paint that up, be like, look what my baby did.
No, that's different. That's art.
That's
talking about my
agree.
food.
But Tracy, if you go that route, you're fake. You're fake.
I agree.
Because if you're able to stomach what my kids do, and trust me, my kids tried, and I really did stop them and go, no, I'm not eating that. I have no idea what that is. And they spray the ingredients with me, and I go, you taste it first. And they went, yeah, that's what happened.
Yeah, because
but this was a learning experience because I didn't put them down. I went, yeah, this is what happened. Here, let me show you what the issue is. And we sit there together and we cook. But I digress. If you're willing to stomach what your kids eat, but you ain't willing to stomach what your mate eat, you're fake.
I don't agree with that.
No, because the baby's got feelings that the spouse don't. Listen.
My job is not to raise grown folk.
Grown folks, nah. I have 0 children, and I heartily disagree with that statement because I'll give you an example.
What is the crotchy dance?
Oh, I think I know what that is. I'll give you an example. So when I was about 16 or 17, I decided for my mother, we was gonna cook her Mother's Day dinner. Now keep in mind, my mother was a professional chef. Why did she say everything was good, but she kept adding things? It's not good. It's okay for you to tell us it's not good. Don't keep saying it's good and then just keep adding things. That's what a true parent would do for their child. I'm not doing that for some grown person to make me some mostly burn, and you gotta take all the burnt part off and get to something that might take. No.
With an adult, that's where it's you use your words. Baby, thank you so much for cooking dinner. I understand it didn't turn out quite the way that you wanted it to, but it really means a lot
Yeah.
that you took the effort to do
Yeah, you
it.
took the effort.
I'm sorry, I'm not going to be able to eat this. I don't think that you should either. But thank you. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? And from there, it'll move. Like, we're going to go out to dinner together. We're going to go cook something together, whatever. It's not going to stop the other person from having little hurt feelings in the moment. But that's better than me trying to eat something and then I gag, or
I go
they
throw it
watch
up,
me, or they watch me pick over it but never actually eat it. You know,
or add things to it because you can't be
be
raising grown
honest
folk.
with the other person, but be honest in a way that is protective and loving. I don't see why that's so hard. I just
exactly, and it narrows down to this: everything you say, you should say with love. Period. Point blank.
If you know how to do it.
Some people don't,
Some
but
people
you
don't,
should
and they
at
need to
least
learn.
attempt. They need to learn real fast. But some people,
that's like people who weren't raised. In my opinion, this is not fair. I know, but people who weren't raised right and try to get in customer service.
they're not gonna last. You're
It's
not
rough.
gonna last 2 weeks.
Oh, it's rough.
Woo!
They're like, how are you talking to people like that? This is your job. What is?
Because they didn't talk like that during the interview.
Yeah, how did you get
nothing? I'm talking about there are things that you should come equipped with. That's why one of the things I used to tell my team, I can teach you how to do the job. I can teach you that. I can work with you on skills. I can even work with you on different ways to say things. But I can't teach you to be nice.
Nope, you sure can't.
I've been in this category for a very long time. I'm telling you the reason why. Because they didn't talk like that during the interview.
Oh no, some people can give us jobs.
Some people can fluff their way through a job interview.
Yeah. And the interviewer is terrible.
And they do. And the same reason why they go from job to job to job to job is probably that same reason, because they don't. Once they get the job, it's a done deal.
Yeah.
Everything that you're hearing those people say on the phone was definitely not said during the job interview. They know exactly how to talk to get the job.
And they keep getting them. I'm like, how do you keep getting jobs?
Because all of a sudden, now they got to be them.
Yeah,
all
it's
of
a different
they
skill
look
set.
at your rules and go, I don't understand what that means. I ain't finna do that, but you knew what that was.
Oh, what you not gonna do is talk to me like this because I'm a grown man.
All of a sudden you're a grown man. All of a sudden you're a grown woman. All of a sudden, and I'm purposely saying all of a sudden because there is absolutely, and I'm not saying every job, because trust me, I know some jobs who will lie to get you to. But the majority, I do believe, is upfront with this is what we want, this is what we need, this is what we expect of you. And you'll shake your head, yeah, yep, no problem whatsoever, yep, As soon as you get the job, everything that they expect of you is all of a sudden is a detriment to you. And you and believe me, and they're going to tell you why. They could tell you beforehand.
Yep, nobody's gonna
They're
tell
going to tell you why. We need you to work from 12 midnight to 8 in the morning. No problem whatsoever. Absolutely no problem. I can do that, everything else. Give them about a week. Well, you don't understand. Who's going to take care of my kids in the middle of the night? Who's going to stay there with them? Did you
agree to take the
job?
job?
The interview.
There's a lot that goes into
what
that,
the
but
hell
yeah.
just happened?
Because then you have the employees that change up on you.
That's what I'm saying. There's a lot that goes into
Because
that.
some employers,
No. I'm giving the same hours. Nothing changed about the hours. They told you what the hours were. They told you what you need to do. We can't do the absolute because we're just playing the straightforward 12 to 8. We're playing it straightforward. We're not.
Those are the people you got to weed out.
Yeah.
Yep, that's what a strong interviewer does.
Well, the strong interviewer can't account for that piece.
That's true, but they had those things where it says references. They like, why did you...
References.
Although you can't get your cousin.
It's usually their best friend to answer the phone.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. Okay.
That
I
could be
think she's
red.
talking about the cooking people.
I'm gonna go with the cooking, but
Yeah.
yeah.
When I say they ain't raised right, I'm talking about you don't have social skills. Now,
Yeah.
if you weren't raised right, and because you weren't raised right, you developed social skills,
Yeah, you
I
cool.
ain't talking about you. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about the ones who did not adjust, the ones who they get on the job and they want to actually argue and fight with customers. I can't fix that. All I can do is coach you out. That's all I can do.
And some people you can't tell them anything. That's the kind of co-workers that I tend to work with. The ones you can, only person that can tell them something is Jesus and their mama. And they might have a hard
They
time.
wouldn't listen to Jesus, and they yell at
They
fight back.
Yeah, I
with their
said
mouth.
it. Even he would have a hard time because they ain't listening.
They ain't listen to Jesus, and the only reason they're looking for a job because their mama can't stand them and they need to go.
Yeah, that's what I tend to work in. But as a person that has been fired from several jobs, as I have been,
I did it. 1 minute to midnight.
it's hard out here. You will say anything to get a job. That's all I'm saying. Right there.
That's why I was saying. Remember when I was saying there's a lot that goes into it. Like I can't remove the social construct that we're all functioning under, but still, if you are maladjusted, do not get into a service role. But I understand that's the easiest role to get into. So if you're going to go into it, you need to rise to the occasion.
Yeah.
You got
But I want so much to tell these people though that you can't handle the what's going on in society, getting 2 checks, going 3 months without getting a check because you're looking for a job and then get another 2 checks because you lied your way into another job. That's no way to
But
live.
wrong with them people got side hustles going all
well,
day, every
fine,
day.
And you got
but
some
that's
people
something
who
you need
are
to work on.
professional trainees.
They
They start a job, they be there for about 60 days, and then they get fired or they quit and they start over at another job and they're trained. They never get out of
training.
Yeah.
They're always in training. It's like they never get they're always in orientation. They never get to that place where they get full benefits and stuff comes something like that.
The orientation is the job.
Yeah, that's their job. Their job is to find the
Hey,
next orientation.
it was like that when I worked at Amazon, did that orientation. I said, oh, this is too much for me. Walk straight out.
Yeah, but you find that a lot in call center roles where they just bounce from one new hire class to the next. And you just like, all right, cool. That's like being in a relationship that you just keep breaking up and starting over. That's a real sucky way to do things. You know,
that's what I'm saying.
And those of us who are skilled at customer service, we get the I don't have anything to do with that.
Yeah, I had when I was a supervisor, I had one where the guy. Okay, so the way our job was set up, we were working on a client contract. So this particular employee used the word shit talking to the customer. And then the client heard this, went to the employee and was like, you can't say that. And the employee says it some more, trying to explain why it's not a bad word. Now, I'm that employee supervisor. So you know the client comes to me.
Yeah.
And so I pull the person aside and they reassert that that's not a bad word in his world. And like I told him, it's a bad word in any working environment.
Any working environment, you know better.
But people will say they didn't know. And they'll just play that card.
We missed an element. I'm shocked that we did. Because I'm going to say this word over and over again until you fire me. Then I can get my unemployment.
That wasn't what this person was going for. This is just a person who struggles with being wrong. That's this.
I'm not wrong. I'm always right.
Yeah, it's one of those.
The-
Like they'll argue
You
with you
can't
no
tell
matter
me
what
that.
it is.
that may be the person which you were saying for the longest time. People hate change.
Yeah, they resist being well, and also some people just can't handle being wrong. Like the
sure
idea of
can't.
saying I was wrong is too heavy.
Kills people.
Yeah, it's like it's too heavy for me. Meanwhile, like I said, it took my wife a while to understand me, but I'm not going to argue from a weak position. If I did something wrong, either I'm just going to go ahead and own up to it once I realize I did it wrong, or you bring it to me and I'm like, yeah, that was wrong. I'm sorry. I was wrong. Like, what do I look like
Trying to
knowing I
explain
was
it.
wrong?
Yeah, I did it. I cheated on you because you weren't making me. I don't need all them explanations.
Yeah, that's crazy to me. If
I
you know
I
you're
slept
wrong,
with
just
another
own it and
woman
move
'cause
on.
You don't cook.
Yeah, you didn't treat me
What
like
the
a
heck did
man.
one got to do with the
Boy,
other?
bye. Ain't nobody got time for all that.
So you slept with another woman
Well, that's different. I
because
said a
your woman
mistake.
don't cook?
Cheating ain't a mistake. Cheating is a decision.
Cheating is a
But-
decision.
But
But you
I'm
know,
saying-
y'all come up with some dumb
No,
reasons
you
to
getting
cheat.
caught with
Like,
some
Don't do
really,
that,
man?
y'all. Don't do that, y'all. Don't do that, y'all. Think of women cheat just as much
No,
as
women
men
are
do.
smarter
They
than
do
when
it a
we
whole
cheat.
different way.
When women cheat, we are
Thank you.
smarter.
Well, you know what? Thank you, Tracy, for strengthening our argument. Women cheat just as much as men cheat.
Oh,
Y'all just smart enough.
absolutely.
Y'all just smart enough
Absolutely.
not to get caught.
Absolutely, women
And
cheat.
they have the benefit
Of a
of
doubt.
that weird expectation that they're the fairer sex. So they're not suspected the same way. There's a lot that goes into it. So,
Yeah, women cheat all the time. I never said women didn't cheat. I just said some women are way smarter than some men. Some men just don't want to be in the relationship anymore, so they're just gonna cheat just to get caught so she can break up with him. And
yeah,
then there's
Marlon made
some
that point earlier too.
and then there's some men, they want this one and that one, like this is some sister wives club, and like I'm gonna just marry you and let you be married to some other woman on a nah.
A lot of people like the
Not if that's okay for you. You have to decide, but that's just not gonna be for me. That ain't.
Oh no,
the life
Tracy,
for me.
I agree, but I'm saying like it's kind of like we were talking about the permanent trainee. Some people like the honeymoon phase of a relationship so much that as soon as it becomes a real relationship and
They
work
gone.
comes in, they're out because they think, oh, well, this isn't working anymore. No, it's just now you've shifted from representatives
To actual
to each
person.
other.
Yep.
And the work starts now. And
Yeah, because I might
they
be
can't
all
handle that.
nice and sweet. No, I'm not nice and sweet. Let me actually put that in the context that it should be. I may act nice and sweet at first, but then by the second or third date, you probably gonna see who I really am. Because I don't believe in wasting people's time.
Well, that's a loaded one too.
But
But I'm not
I
going to
have
get into
to
that
ask-
one. It's midnight.
Then
Yeah,
let me ask you this question, Tracy. So, do you feel as if you sabotage
Oh, I'm
the
self-sabotage all
third
the
and fourth
time.
date?
Oh, I do it all the time. That's one thing I know I need to work on. I will sabotage. I'll be like, nope, I set them standards way too high. Like, girl, come on.
Is it that the standards were too high, or what I was getting at, and what he was, I think, pointing towards is, do you feel that there's an obligation on your part to adjust to the person that you're dating?
I'm not gonna adjust. That's my problem.
So there you go.
Yeah, my problem is I'm
It's
not
not
gonna
a problem.
adjust it.
It's not a problem unless you feel like it's a problem. If you felt it was a problem, you would adjust it. So since you don't want to adjust it, that means it's not really a problem. It's just
Yeah, it's just
a decision you
yeah.
make.
Like I said, I know I self-sabotage relationships. I've done it basically my whole life, and it's because essentially I want to protect myself. Most of the women in my family are divorced. I'm like, I don't want to go through it. So I set these unrealistic high standards that I know I'm probably not going to attain. Be like, you know what? I'm okay. Well, I'm not okay. I'm just setting these standards so high that no man's ever going to cross them.
Okay, then I'm gonna have to disagree on something then.
I don't think that's called high standards, but I get what you're
No,
saying.
I set them really high. really high.
And
But
that's my
once
thing.
they get to the
There
point
is
that they're unrealistic, they're not high. They're just unrealistic.
Yeah, I said unrealistic standards. I'm like, yeah,
then why date?
I don't even know the answer to that question.
Because nobody, well, no, like I
Nobody,
said, most people don't really
Well,
want to be alone.
alone,
They
yeah.
just don't always know or have the toolkit to get out of their own way. Like, it's a problem.
So isn't it upon that person to learn?
It is, but it's not
Absolutely.
that easy.
Yeah, it's
like
not
if
easy
you're a
at all.
smoker,
Okay,
if you're a
then
smoker,
let me
you
put it
you
like
shouldn't
this.
be smoking, but
It's
you
hard to
like
stop.
smoking, so it's hard to get out of your own way to stop
It's
smoking.
very hard. In terms of relationships, okay, but in terms of relationship, you two gentlemen are married. You've been married for a long time. I never thought I would be 48 years old and single. If I was in my 20s, I'd have bet everything I had. Oh, I'd be
Don't worry
married and
about it. I
divorced.
didn't think I would be 50 years old and married.
You could, when I was a little girl, I would plan my whole wedding. It was planned in my mind. I had the dress, I had everything picked because I was going to get married. Got to my 30s. Oh, I'll get married in my 40s. Got into my 40s. Then I got almost 50. I'm almost 50 now. I'm like, wait a minute.
Well, I can't speak for you, Tracy, but I do have an opinion as far as how that happens to men and women. The older we get, the more baggage we pack. We just do. Especially if you stay in the game and date periodically. You end up with baggage. But as we go through, at some point, more often than not, there was a guy that was head over heels, but the timing wasn't right for you.
Exactly.
So that got passed off. And then there was probably a second, possibly even a third, but the timing wasn't right. So it didn't happen. Well, now when a person starts to feel like the timing is more to their liking, the ones that were trying to get you are gone.
Yep, they're gone.
So
it's like, oh, well, that's it. I messed
So
up.
it's
Not that I
our
messed
fault.
up.
It's our fault when we do that because you can do it too early. Like, oh, this is the one, and just jump into it. And hopefully you find a way to make it work for an extended period of time. And sometimes it's how they put it, marriages are cyclical, right? You're going to have good phases and bad phases. Okay. But that whole thing kind of flows in, I think. And so it's like, if you want to make everything happen on your own schedule, then probably nothing is going to happen. Because you can't be the author. You just can't.
Nope.
Here's how I look
You
at
cannot.
things. Here's how I look at things. If you look at a relationship, and I'll equate it to cooking. If you know you're not a good cook, there's just certain things. I'm not gonna go. That's more semantics than anything else. You're not a good cook. Do you decide that I want to learn how to cook, so I'm gonna go out of my way to look at videos, to read books, to understand the art of cooking, so I can improve upon myself to learn how to cook? Or do you constantly just keep cooking and burning food and messing up cakes and this tastes terrible and everything else, and you just keep flowing through life doing that, hoping to get lucky? What I'm getting at is,
I'm the third type.
Yeah, I'm the DoorDash. I'm like, I ain't got time for all this.
I'm the type that I figure out that I hate cooking. But
why do you hate cooking? Why do you hate cooking though? Do you hate cooking because you're not good at it, or you literally just don't want to be over a stove?
I
don't
literally
like
don't
cooking.
want to be over the stove.
I don't like cooking because it takes 2 to 3 times as long to cook as it does to eat. That's really my rationale. But my mother taught me how to cook. She made sure me and my brother both know how to cook. My brother's an amazing cook. I cook to survive. So I'm perfectly happy that I can make 4 or 5 real meals. And that's cool for me. And then when you find somebody who likes the 4 meals that you make.
Yeah, you doing good.
They make 3 or 4 other meals that you like.
Well,
guess what? That's 7 meals. Y'all are good.
But does peanut butter and jelly count as a meal?
Depends on who you're trying to date.
Because that's pretty much my wheelhouse. I do peanut butter and jelly real well.
My wife makes some of the most delicious food. But she grew up in a large family. So whenever she had to cook, you had to cook, right? So she doesn't like cooking. Somehow, like the only thing I'd ever known her to cook before we like got together was Hamburger Helper, and I hate Hamburger Helper. So that's how like you can have your own like if I charted out the things that I feel are on my list of things to be my partner, she didn't hit many of them. But somehow she was still the one. So that's why I was saying like you don't get to be the author. Sometimes things line up beyond what you think you want because in reality, you don't know what you want. You think you know what you want. You don't know what you want. And it's when we try to make things fit what we think we want that it always gets screwed up.
Yeah.
I thought I was gonna make it at 2 o'clock to watch this ice fall. I'm not gonna make it.
You're sleepy.
Well, don't make us make it with you.
Yeah, we want to go to sleep
really
too.
Am.
And we got Monday off. We could just go straight to Monday.
I don't have Monday off.
What? You gotta work Monday?
Yep.
I might do a live show on Monday. I might just jump in and be like, oh, okay.
I'll jump on with you.
I don't get MLK Day off, and I don't get President's Day off.
What? Everybody I saw got MLK off.
I got one.
They're gonna give me a floating holiday.
What is next month holiday? That's President's Day.
February did not exist in President's Day.
Okay.
So I don't get
another one to Memorial Day, so that's how.
Yeah, no. Oh, because I always count it Friday because I take Good Friday off.
Oh, I get another one because I'm
amazed that my company would take President's Day off, but there's nothing around Easter. Like we just completely.
Well, most companies don't observe Easter because it's a religious holiday. So it's Christmas.
Yeah, I'm about to say what's Christmas?
I got to make sure I take off because that's a national thing. That's like you would be considered so. It would be a mess. But President's Day is on February 21st.
I'll be having that day off.
Normally, I have that day off because I remember to go in and request it off, not because it's President's Day, but because that's the day of Malcolm X's assassination. And I call out Black on that day every year. So instead, I'll just have to wait until I think it's May.
His actual birthday, like May 19th or something like that, is his birthday.
I thought I had it saved in here. But yeah, because if I can't take the date of his assassination, I usually take his birthday.
Yeah, I know it's in May, but I don't know the exact. I can never remember the exact date.
Susan, that is a.
Yes, they sure are. Girl,
they really are.
Susan,
you telling it.
The only bad thing about working for corporate America, even when they're doing right,
they
is
still
whatever
do wrong.
you did in 2000, you're not getting the same thing in 2001. I mean, 2020, sorry. Whatever holiday you got in 2020, you ain't getting it in 2021. And you definitely ain't getting the same thing in 2022.
Yep, I found that out. Found that out when I asked, is Juneteenth going to be a holiday we can take? No. Oh, okay.
Yeah, and that was the day they gave us Juneteenth before they actually made it a federal holiday.
You were right, Tracy, May 19th. But yeah.
Oh, I was right about something? Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
But yeah, and that's a different discussion that I would love to have sometime. I'll probably do it on my channel too. But it's just, I believe in compassionate capitalism, and that's not the American model. So I don't see why I can't have my employees work, 4 days a week for 8 hours a day and pay them like it was 40. I don't know
Or
why you
have
can't.
them work 3 days a week and pay them like it was 5.
No, that ain't gonna happen.
Because
But
we live in a country where they really feel like if you haven't earned anything that you're lazy.
well,
And
that's
they're
I mean,
but it's
we know
like
why.
yeah, but it's like
well,
it
yeah,
can
you're right.
you can absorb because people are highly efficient for the most part, and those who aren't, fire them. And you can pay your people better. You can do a lot of things can be done if you choose to structure your business to do it that way. But the problem is that's not how we do it. Because in America, the mentality is have a good idea, turn the good idea into a business. You get to keep the lion's share of the money from it.
Yeah, it's no profit sharing, no anything.
We
That's why, yeah.
we still live in such a corporate America, and I agree with you, Theas. I'm not pushing back on what you're saying. I'm just looking at a different angle. We always look at an idea in black and red, i.e., you may have an excellent idea for morale. Is it making us money? No, it's not making us money.
We're not doing it.
F your morale.
Well, there's a balance to these things because I remember when I was a young supervisor, and my team got mad at me when I said this, but I was like, look, there is no amount of money that they can offer us that would satisfy us. And if you're truly honest with yourself, you'll have to face that fact. They could come in here and give everybody a $10 raise. You will appreciate it for a short period of time, and you'll go right back to grumbling because you'll adjust to it. There is no money that they can give you. So these companies know this. So that's why you end up with free pizza or cupcakes
or a t-shirt.
Because people, they get swag and they actually get excited. They get candy, they get actually excited. So if I get the same level of excitement for a fraction of the cost, that's what businesses are going to do because they still have to stay in business to make sure you have a paycheck.
You know, I've always said this about what I hope Tracy Media is going to someday be. If I can't afford to pay my employees enough to live, I don't want to be in business. I want an employee of mine to come in and be like, you know what? I only want to work Monday through Friday. How about Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday I work? But I'll work, 10 hours. Perfectly fine. I'm more of the, I'll flex the schedule. Now, I'm not going to just work 3 days a week because I'll probably be working 60. But at least it'd be something I would enjoy. But me, if I can't provide health care, if I can't provide at least 6 months of maternity leave, why am I in business? Why am I in business?
Good luck starting one. But yeah, no, but I do feel you though, because like I would love that. I do believe, and this is how any of my businesses would be structured, is everybody is tethered together. So if I'm the CEO and I have whatever my CEO pay is, and then you said all the pays going down the line, right? But we're all tied together. So that if the board, because I always like to push it off to the board, if the board approves for me to get a salary increase, then everybody gets a salary increase. It doesn't mean you're all getting the same, right? Because different skills and whatever. But in order for one to get pulled up, everybody underneath has to get pulled up, which means you can't give me as much for my raise.
And so you're talking about a more corporate structure, and I wouldn't even have a board. For what?
No, technically he's speaking of a morale structure.
Yeah, I'm speaking
because it is.
Yeah, because he said the board, so I'm like, oh, well, that's a corporation where it's an outside group, and they're telling you.
Well, yeah, I mean, I intend for my business to outlive me, so that's why it would be a corporation.
I'm not putting words in Thea's mouth, so correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
But if you turn around and go, we need to lower the wages to keep this company going. Yet as the CEO, my wage doesn't move. That's effed up.
Yeah, I
That
mean,
really
everybody
is.
is tied together.
Because what you're saying is the money of the subservient is what's keeping this company going.
Yeah.
So
You can't be a manager if you don't have
I have to
employees.
lower your money as a subservient to keep the company moving. My measly little $2 million a year is not going to make or break the company. But your 1.25 payroll. Your 1.25 payroll is going to make it break the company.
Well, what I'm kind of getting at is shifting the mentality, at least for my companies, shifting the mentality from labor being an expense to labor being an investment. When you look at labor or payroll as an expense, what do you do with expenses? You try to minimize them.
Right.
But when you look at labor or payroll as an asset, that's where you have to try to protect it so it can reap more dividends or growth. So, what comes with that is paying your people as best as you can, because it depends on your business and the structure what you can pay people. I mean, that's just what it is, and also the tasks that are tied to the role. But wherever those things are set to move one up, now there's bands, right? And I have a whole plan for this, but there's bands, right? So like Tracy, if you were on the production level of the company, right, the regular level of the company, there's an entire band for your income to move up, irrespective of the rest of us. That's individual though. But when we decide that we're going to authorize the C-suite to get more money, that money has to be spread out across everybody. So instead of being able to give me $1 million raise, instead you're going to have to give me like a $10,000 raise, because the money just ain't going to go that far once you spread it all the way downstream. That's my view.
So
And
you're
then
talking
also I
about
believe in profit
It
share.
has to
yeah.
be.
You're talking all for one and one for all.
Not quite, but in a way, yeah. Just like I also believe in self-unionizing your company, so you don't have to worry about a union coming in. When
I agree with that.
If you go ahead and say, look, I have 50 employees. So out of those 50 employees, you guys will vote for your own 2 or 3, 1, 2, or 3, whatever the company structure is, representatives. And that representative sits on the board, so that you guys are always represented inside the room where the real numbers are discussed. See what I'm saying? It's not going to be foolproof, don't get me wrong, but it's where you show a level of transparency to the people that make it all possible.
Right.
But at the same time, I'll fire you in a heartbeat, because what I'm offering, better pay.
Right.
Profit sharing, transparency. If I'm putting all this stuff on the table, which is different than most of my competition,
right,
you got to perform.
You surely do.
And if you not, get out the way so I can bring somebody in, so we have the best possible team always running. And I also, and I'm not sorry I'm running on, but I also believe that, and this really did get me in trouble when I worked at a big box store. I didn't think it would, but it did. When I hire you for a role, I'm not hiring you to stay there.
Exactly.
So if you're still in that role, 6 months or 12 months after, I'm starting to look for, are you really the right fit? Yeah, they killed that.
Yeah.
Now we have to fight for 3%, which used to be the cost of living increase.
Yeah,
Marcy, I'm done. I am done.
Thanks, Marlon. Let me start nerding out, and then all of a sudden you talking about you done. Appreciate it.
I will see you tomorrow so you can nerd out some freaking more. Ladies
Yeah,
and
because wait
gentlemen,
till I
boys,
tell you about my residential and real estate plan that I'm working on right now. But yeah, go ahead.
yeah, you're gonna have to do that on your
oh
show.
boy, you need a separate video.
Why would you come up with that idea? You do it on my show, but you won't do it on your
Yeah,
show.
he got his own show like
Oh,
him.
you'll get those. But on my show, we were talking about politics, which is the second installment. What we did today was the second installment on an entire series that I've already been working on, which you guys would know if you were listening to my podcast. But it's okay. No judgment. No judgment.
We're on the show. I mean, I'm
That's what I'm
listening.
saying. Yeah, you ain't making me feel bad. I was
Yeah,
there.
I showed on. I don't listen.
I'm
Hey,
not,
I
no,
don't
I'm
even
just saying.
listen to my own podcast. So me listening to yours, I watch myself, but I'm nah.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, non-conforming individuals, that is our show for tonight. This, as usual, where can they find you? Because you probably already told them.
Go to the website, complexsimpleman.com.
Tracy?
Tracy Media LLC, all platforms TRACY Media LLC, every platform. And we're back to making videos, so check out the page on Thursday because I just loaded it up.
So that is our show for tonight. The
Love you, Susan. Thank you.
the only news that I have is that somewhere between now and the end of the month, I will be starting my Patreon page. I can't literally tell you when. I have to actually sit down and discuss what content I will provide you for that service. I would normally like to say, hey, please support me, yada, yada, yada. Please support me. I'm trying to get this stuff out. Please support me. But I'm just not that person, and I'm not degrading anybody who is that person because it is a point. You need to support these independent media because we done figured out that these major people, let's just say their thoughts and beliefs depend on what their supporters' pockets are. And I don't ever want to be that way. I be honest with you, I don't even think that I will be that way. If I get to the point where I think I will start changing my thoughts and beliefs depending on how much money, I think I would quit. I really do. I just think I don't have the stomach to change what I feel is my truth depending on how much money I'm getting. So I'm going to take it back to, so I won't be rambling because we already had Theas do that. So so the Patreon page is coming up. I have to figure out what special content that I can do to put behind that paywall so that you can get special content. I don't know if I would do like a Wednesday 30-minute show so I can say the only way that you can see it is Patreon. I don't know yet. But I'm trying to come up with something. So that's the only news that I have. Tomorrow's show, if you decide to watch it, you little sickos didn't have a good week. Just throw that out there. You little yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. You don't understand what I'm saying? Tune in. You little sickos didn't have a good week this week. So unless anybody else has anything to say, and I pray that you don't,
Well, not now.
It's killer theaters. So until next time, we will see you when we see you. Peace.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, Mafia.